Yellow, yellow, yellow. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Sunday to you. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but hey, we will make do. How you guys doing? How's everyone doing? Happy Sunday. Well, welcome again to Omo. Yes, Connor. BBMG, I see you. Thanks for joining. I'm sorry I was running a little bit behind schedule today. So yeah, we could talk this matter. So thank you once again for joining me. This is your girl, Omo. Yes, Connor. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your continued support. Thank you for my new subscribers. Thanks for joining us. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Bring a friend to bring a friend to bring a friend. Let's keep this momentum going. So this is a continuation though from the last conversation that we had about did the older generation get it right? Hmm? Did they get it right? Or are we the ones, the oversabi ones that don't know the right thing to do? Eh? Are we those oversabi people that are not getting it right at all? Let's address this. Let's talk about it today. Hmm? Hey, Big Day, welcome. Yes, you did. And I was running late too, so I'm glad that you guys are able to make it. Oh my God, it's hot over here. Oh, I'm sweating. Can you guys see the sweat? I dey sweat like Christmas. This thing when they won't key on Christmas Day. Eh? Welcome, Neka. Happy Sunday, my darling Miriam. Yay! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Sunday to everyone. I hope you guys have had enough rest, plenty of rest. Another week don't start. Another week is about to start. Make we break this matter. Eh? Welcome, una well done. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for all your support. Oh, I beg. I know you take una for granted. Oh, eh? So anyway, on to this matter of the day. So from the continuation from the last one. So if you're just joining this and this is the first time you're catching this, we did an episode about this. I think it was on Thursday or Wednesday. You have to go back and check and to catch on to what we're going to be talking about today. So the question is, did the older generation get it right? Did they do it better than us? Are there things that we can learn from them that we are not learning? Are there questions we should be asking that we are not asking? You know what I mean? So let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. And I found something online today that was very interesting. And the person was talking about, what was it again? It has to do with relationship, I think. I can't remember now. I found it and I said I was going to mention it to you guys. But anyway, it will come to me momentarily as we go along with this. Let me give me 1 second to clean up this thing. Yeah, so while we're all trying to settle in and join this convo, let me see here. So somebody was saying, I think I saw somewhere online that the older people took a lot. It was a conversation. It was something I just found, like a clip I just found. Like the older people put up with a lot because they didn't know better, and they were not taught how to speak up for themselves. So they just assumed the role of being for lack of better words, slaves to their partners, as opposed to working in partnership. But I do know there are a few people who had very, very good relationships. I mean, there are grandfathers who had very good relationships with their wives. Some people's grandfathers were fantastic. and some people had grandparents that had very great relationships. But anyway, I digress. So I'm not generalizing. What I'm trying to, I'm not, I'm not saying every what we're going to talk about affects every couple. Every couple is dynamic in its own way. As we dey talk, say, oh yes, there are people who have different experiences in their relationships. We have to remember that. But did our parents, did they get it right? I mean, I know it may not have been 100%, but I'm sure that you guys can attest that there's some things that we can learn from them, that we can use today, that will benefit us. I lie, I be a no lie. Make we talk the matter. Eh? Make we discuss am. Abeg, who wan join me? I don't share my link. Oh, you guys should come in. Let's talk about this. I no want it today. I get plenty work to do. So I won't try do this one. Make we close this chapter. Hopefully, we can come to a closure today about this topic. Hopefully, we can. Me, I feel say the older people, there's a lot we can. For me, or personally, there's a lot we can learn from them. Yes, not the aspect where of course they accept some of these things, and we have to understand that some people back then, people don't understand wetin abuse be. They don't know wetin e be to dey abused and all of that. All these things now, things when we can they learn, right? We can they re-educate ourselves, they learn now. Some people did not know. Some people even now currently no even know whether they good situation or they not they good situation. Some people don't know that. You know what I mean? So I mean, I for one, I feel like there's a lot that we can learn from the old people, and I'm sure that there's a lot they can learn from us too. I'm sure they're looking at most young people now that are married and are thriving in their marriages and saying, "Hey, if I had to do it again, I would do it the way these young people are doing it." Right? And add my own seasoning to it. I am very, very sure about that. We can't always get it right, you know and I just feel like now, even though yes, we're trying to make things better and trying to have better lives and fulfilling lives and live a life of purpose, we should not also ignore the fact that when two people are coming together, it takes sacrifice on both sides, right? It takes compromise. I don't like to use the word sacrifice because that word has been abused, but for lack of better words, we'll use it for now, right? It takes two people coming together and saying, let's make this work, let's build our empire, let's build our city, let's build our community by growing a thriving family, and having very respectable and honest relationship. So women are making more demands now than ever before. I think that's part of the challenge. From our last conversation, I think a lot of people said that a lot of women are making more demands on the men now. Like, I want to be able to pursue my own dreams as well. I want to be able to make my own money. I don't want to have to depend on you for every single thing, you know and I kind of feel like that has always been happening, because you have to remember, back in the days, most of our mothers or our great grandmothers, they were the ones that provided for the family. Sometimes the men will go to the farm. All they did was go to the farm, right? Get the food. When it's time to harvest, they harvest it, bring it home, and the women will make food and take some of it to the market to sell. And whatever money they made, they will bring it home and give it to their husbands, whatever, right? I wasn't there, but I'm just thinking aloud that perhaps that was the arrangement. So I beg, let somebody join me. Let's talk about this. So, Biko. BBMJ, where are you? I saw BBMJ earlier. I don't know what happened. BBMJ was here earlier. Maybe she got busy. Bimpe, oh yeah, let's talk about this. Neka, sister, how far, Neka? How you there? How your body? I hope so it's strong. Stronger, it's stronger now than before. You're getting stronger and stronger, right? I am trusting. I am trusting that you're doing much better. I'm trying to find that video or that article that I read a couple of days ago, really, after that first part that we did. Alpha, happy Sunday.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, same to you. Oh, hello, everyone. Okay. Oh, wait. Sorry. Hold on. Let me close my YouTube. Okay.
Oh, no wahala.
Yeah, I just closed my YouTube.
Okay.
So, so I remember when we had this call. So let me greet you first. Hello, everyone. Hello, my yeah.
Hello, BJ.
I'm happy to be here this afternoon. So
I am. Mhm,
I remember when we were having this conversation the last time. I couldn't come
mhm.
online because I was working, so I could not call in.
Right.
And I said I will join the second one. I even thought you did it yesterday because I wasn't around yesterday. So I hope Omoye doesn't think this girl did not want to come on.
No, no.
So I wasn't at home. I went out yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So, but I'm
good.
glad you did it today. So you
Yeah.
were asking if the older generation, if they did it right,
Right.
like did they understand what family is about? Like it seems they have more understanding because even though they had all their issues, you still see that so many marriages or family they stay together while we're growing up, even with all the issues that they have. And I beg to differ that even though we see that so many of these marriages they stay together, I wouldn't say they did it right, but I would say they did it the best that they could. In the sense that when I'm looking at family or marriage, I'm not just looking at the father and the mother. I'm looking at it holistically, which include the children as well. When we look at our generation now and the men and women that came from those generation, when you see how they relate in their own relationship, you see that there's something wrong with their foundation, especially some of the men, because I don't want to generalize, it's not all of them, but majority of them, there's some you can always trace it back to their upbringing, which also brings back to their family. So, and talking about the marriage then, which is between our fathers and our mothers, and I made mention of my own experience, and I know my experience is not for everybody because everybody was different. But I said, me, while growing up, I see, because the relationship I see between my father, thank God it wasn't abusive. I didn't grow up in an abusive relationship between my parents. I thank God for that. But it was a kind of relationship like, I don't even know, like a elder brother and a sister and a younger sister kind of relationship. So I didn't see there's not that connection is not there. My dad was there, even though he was very in our life. It's not like he wasn't in the home, but I couldn't feel the love in between them. I couldn't feel that partnership in between them, even though there was no abuse. That connection was not there. But if you now bring it to this our generation, we want to have that kind of relation. We want to have more of a partnership relationship with our spouses. Whether you're a man or you're a woman, you want somebody that you can collaborate with, you can come together, you can rub minds together. Don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean some of the marriages those generation they didn't rub minds with their wife. But if you want to be honest, how many of them even like seek any consent or anything before they do anything? They'll just go ahead. I'm talking about the men now. They just go ahead and make the decision, and the woman will just confirm. Okay, if that is the way you want it, even though inside her she doesn't like that decision, but she'll be like, if that's the way you want it, even if the children are like, mommy, but can we decide? Shut up. Your daddy say this is the way, and this is the way it's gonna be. So I wouldn't. That's why I'm bringing out all this point, and that doesn't mean all everything about their marriages or their relationship was negative. But let's look at the results now. The children that came from those relationships. Let's see what we have now. That's where me I'm looking at it from.
Okay. So just to clear the first portion, when you started talking, you were saying regardless of what they went through and all that, they managed to get. That's not what we were. That's not what the whole topic was about. When I said did the generation get it right, I'm talking in terms of understanding what sustenance, sustainability,
Mhm.
loyalty, consistency is, those core principles that is required to keep a union together. We're
Mm-hmm.
not we're not address we understand that. I personally, for one, understand that abuse absolutely was part of most of some of this. I don't want to say most, some of these relationships. And because they had a culture of you remain there,
Mm-hmm.
you've already gone. So I'm coming from the angle of, and I hear what you're saying completely, and I understand what you're saying. My conversation is from the angle of loyalty. Because a lot of times you meet men, some men these days, some people, you meet people, you interact with them, right? At
Mm-hmm.
the back of their minds, they're already thinking, if it doesn't work, I'm leaving. There's no sense of commitment. That's the word I was looking for. There's no sense of commitment and loyalty. The core things that is needed for a building to stand, for a relationship to stand, right? They don't even have it. Okay. So if we want to address, abuse in the older generation, like you rightly said, we can see the results. We don't even need to look far. Most of them are now adults. Some of them are in our age group, right? And some of
Mm-hmm.
them are still coming along, or,
Mm-hmm.
or have gotten there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Still trying to unlearn and unpack the things, the toxic things that they learned at home. But I hear you, 100% agree with you there,
Yeah.
that when you look at the family, you take a step back now, because we have the advantage of hindsight. You
Mm-hmm.
look at it now, you're like, now, wow, which kind? This not be family now. This is not my idea. This is not my idea. Do you understand? Of
Mm-hmm.
family, So yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Thank you very much for that comment. Let me go to Neka really quickly,
Okay.
so we can do round table here.
No
Neka,
problem.
Hello, how are ya?
I am good. Welcome
Hi,
on.
Bimpe. Happy Sunday.
Hi, Neka. Oh,
Neka.
Abia. Well, I would say I don't a lot of our you know parents. I don't think they got it right because, like Bimpe said, that's the product of of those relationships is what we have now. Those are the people that we married to or married us. So it's whatever we learn from there, and that's what we bring into our own relationships right now. And when we that question is kind of tricky for me in the sense that some people stayed in those marriages because of us. Say, oh, I'm staying because
Right.
of of my children, but they damaged
Mm-hmm.
they damaged, and that's what we see. Like me, I didn't grow up with a man in the house. I was raised by my grandmother, and she had all girls.
Oh, wow.
So I was not raised with a man in the house, but my grandfather came around all the time to eat.
Mm.
He's always coming every night from work. I remember Nepa then around Marina. He'll come and eat at night before he goes to his, should I say, real home. That was what I saw growing up. And then, of course, you saw neighbors that, probably lived the same way, kind of, sort of.
Right.
And as much as when I started growing up, of course, I didn't like all that, oh, no mom and dad.
Right.
I didn't like that. I, um, to be honest, my mom is one of those women that are, I will say she's a narcissist. I didn't like that. But
Right.
guess what? I got married and went into that. Why
Mm.
is that? Because of that was what I
So
recognized. That was what I was used to. How should I put this? That was what
you
I
saw.
got attracted to. I knew it was not right. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? But
Right.
what that was what I recognized it. I went into it. That was what I was used to. So because they didn't get it right,
Mm.
because it was you functioned out of dysfunction, you
Mm.
took that with you. You knew it was not right, but you ended up attracting what you did not like.
Mm.
You what can I use for that? You recognized that you knew was not right, but you still went into it.
Right.
Yeah, so that's where I'm coming from, because they didn't get it right. It keeps lingering on. It goes from generation to generation. So
Mm.
at some point, it's like, okay, somebody's got to break it, which is where I am right now.
Right.
Try to um unlearn
Mm.
what I've learned, what I was used to. That's what I was going to say. It was something I was used to. I didn't like it, but
Mhm.
guess what? I fell right into it again.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So now, go ahead.
No, no. Come finish up. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
so now because I've learned from, you, other people that I've spoken to. Bimpe and I are very good friends. And,
That's
Obodo
awesome.
Yibo TV,
Yeah.
and, that now learned other things, and I've recognized other things. And
Mhm.
now I'm saying, you know what? This cannot keep going on. This
Right.
has to end.
Right.
So that's the angle I'm coming from.
Okay, thank you so much, Neka, for sharing that. Thank you for being vulnerable enough to share that as well. I really appreciate it. See, this is why I love I love the interaction because I think we all learn when we interact like this. Because I go home like after the last one that we did, I actually sat down
Mhm.
and thought about some of the things, the comments, some of the things that were said, and I was like, you know what, this makes a lot of sense. So and if we can keep having this conversation like this, because we don't know anybody can listen. Maybe we can
Yes.
make the world a little bit better than the way we met it. So thank you very much. And I want to read this
So
comment.
can I jump in? Am I okay?
Yeah,
Go ahead. Read your
yeah,
comments.
yeah, give me
Okay.
just 1 second. Yeah. So I believe most of the older generation was toxic and the new generation wants more and better for themselves. We're unlearning the old ways. Which is true. That's good. There's some old
Mhm.
ways that I think that are also important for us to embrace. Maybe we can fine tune it, but embrace it like the core values, the commitment aspect of it, the loyalty aspect of it. I think that we need to embrace some of that. But Bimpe, before you drop your thoughts, please let me just welcome Uche. I think Uche is our first time guest here. Hi, Uche.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us. Hello, can you hear us? You're mute, Uche. We can't hear you if you can hear me. Okay, Bimpe, say, make your comments.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I believe you were already mentioning about the abuse. Do we know with older generation and so some of the issues that we're still talking about or that is still moved from one generation to another generation. But I also understand that you wanted to focus on the core values that they held onto, which is the commitment to marriage, to family, the
Yeah.
loyalty,
Yeah.
regardless of whatever. And but my question will now be
No,
those
no, 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 no.
commitments.
No loyalty regardless.
Okay.
Not loyalty and commitment regardless to whatever. No. I'm talking about, there are people who just leave their marriages for flimsy reasons. I'm
Okay.
not talking about abuse. We're not talking about, abuse, the very things that will offend your spirit and offend your person. No, that's not what I'm talking about. When you're saying there are instances where people are dating, they're having relationships, maybe they decide they want to get married, right? Some
Mm-hmm.
people, some men and some women just walk out of the marriage and they'll say, oh, I don't have those, I'm not feeling butterfly feeling for him anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm bored. People divorce like that based on those types of excuses. I'm not talking about the major things. No, no, no. Not loyalty onto rubbish. No. Not stage here onto rubbish. No, 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 no.
Rubbish.
I'm
Okay.
not, no, no, no. I'm not supporting that. Me, I never marry now. I know they think I'm a single person. I'm aware when I come marry. No, man. No.
Oh, I see. Okay, so I think I'm getting the angle where you are coming from now. So, I mean, I've always said marriage is for mature minds.
So, Eshego.
So, how will somebody leave their marriage because there's no butterfly in there? Because that's why I don't believe in love at first sight. I might be wrong. I might be wrong because there are some people that have claimed that, oh, the first time they saw
Mm-hmm.
their spouse, oh, something just passed through their body and they just know right there that this is the person that they will marry. I've never
Exactly.
felt that before, and I've been in relationships, so I don't know whether it is true or not. But I don't believe in love at first sight. I believe that when you meet somebody, you get to know them, and from there you can grow. Then the love start growing. That's what
Yes.
I believe in. I might be wrong, and this is just me. This is my own personal experience. So anybody that just leave marriage because okay, this person when he's pressing this very simplest and very stupid thing for me. I don't know. Some people get offended. You take a toothpaste and you are pressing it from the bottom. Somebody wants you to press it, and the other person presses it from the middle, and that become a fight. And because of that,
Mm.
it became a big issue, and you leave your marriage. That
Ah,
that does not make any sense. Okay, if that angle you are coming from, okay,
that
our
one where I'm
older
coming
generation,
from.
no, those ones were very like that was like nothing to them. They've
Exactly.
been through, they went through a lot, and
Mhm.
that one was nothing to them. But at the same time, the commitment, them being committed to the family and being committed to the values and the core values of family or marriage, we also have to think of how did the how did that commitment affected them, even though they
Yes.
understand that you cannot just leave your marriage for flimsy excuses. But how did it impact them? How did it impact the family, even the so-called family that they are trying to keep?
Yes.
I think that's where me that was it. That's why I'm a little bit struggling with, oh, did they get it right or did they not get it right? Because even though they were committed, they were
Right.
loyal to the
Mhm.
family because they know, oh, it's about the family at the end of it. Because for most of this our generation, I know the men are there, but it seems like most of the majority of the weight of the family, this family we are trying to put together, is carried by the women.
Yes.
Was carried by the women.
Yes.
And so how did that affected them?
Yes.
Yes. So,
Absolutely. That's a good question because I know to a certain extent that some of the women, because of the weight of carrying the family, and women tend to be more connected to their children
mhm.
and they tend to be the nurturers, right? And sometimes the provider too. So it's more difficult for the woman to just take off and run and
Mhm,
leave. It
mhm.
is under very extreme circumstances you will see that the woman just ran away. And I've heard stories where it was even the man, maybe the man was very wealthy at the time and married
Mhm,
multiple wives.
mhm. Yeah.
He would stop the mother of the children from coming into the house and give those children to another woman to raise because they had
Mhm.
ultimate power then. It's
Yeah.
a very good question what you just asked because we need to understand their mindset, right?
Mhm,
When
mhm,
they were committing. Now, where me I'm coming from to that is in these times that we're in,
mhm,
commitment, the way they committed to their marriage is coming into it saying, this is what I want to build, and we have to build it together. You take that principle of commitment and bring it to this new and say, hey, dude, you want to have a family. Do you know what it entails to keep a family? Are you ready for it? You can't just get up and quit and say, no, I'm not doing it again. Or
mhm.
no, butterfly is not singing in my belly, so I
Sure.
don't think I'm bored. I think I want to try another for more. I'm doing teacher.
Mhm, mhm. I know.
There is no, so this is something that you can take from there, not living, being committed the way they were committed. No, because their commitments were most of the time flawed.
Mhm. Or one-sided
He
too.
was one-sided because the women carry the weight of everything, right? Because once
Mhm.
you marry, your family will say, "Don't come back here, oh, we are
Yeah.
not
We
entertaining
don't have
you.
house here anymore.
Don't have house here for you. The only thing you see there is school, oh, yeah,
Mhm.
you mind
Mhm.
the school you never graduate from, oh,
Yep.
stay there, oh, solve
Mhm.
your problem yourself, oh, you understand? But
Mhm.
I am saying those because those principles they are good if
Yeah.
applied correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So if we take that principle of commitment and loyalty and understanding of what it takes to build a healthy family and bring it here, when you're having that should be your conversation when you're when
True.
if you want to get into a serious relationship.
Yeah.
If you really are, if you know where you're going, those are the questions you should be asking. Not, did you buy me roses today? Roses, not the food. Chocolate, you go chop and you go run your belly.
Wow.
Not the sabi chop chocolate like that. No, it's true because that's what some people get carried away with the chocolate, the
Mm-hmm.
flour.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
oh my god, my birthday, give me 12 dozen of roses. I can buy roses for myself. Matter of fact, I bought flowers when I went to the store just to beautify my, make my
You're
living room.
surrounding now.
My incense, that is all put in the kitchen area. Make come and done there. Do you
I
understand?
know. I know.
I can
Yeah.
do something from the cool things. People don't ask the core questions. Like
True.
you want
True.
marry, okay, you want to marry. They say, waiting you understand about
What does
marriage.
marriage even mean to you?
What does
Because
it mean
all
to
this thing we
you?
are talking
Thank
about, it has to
you.
do with individual. Like when you want to get married, like when you think of marriage now as a human being, let's remove you are from whatever family. You,
Uh-huh,
yeah, if you want to get
uh-huh,
married, what does marriage mean to you?
exactly.
That's where I think that's where we can that's how we can bring the older generation perspective, some of the
Into
perspective or some of the
yes.
things that they did into this generation. So I think I understand what you're saying now.
That's what
Yeah.
exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like those values, because the older generation did not just they didn't do all this sidekick movement. Like,
No,
oh, you want to
no.
be
Even some of
dating
them they don't even meet their spouse until
until
maybe
the
they are ready to
day
get married. Yeah, it's the parent that does all the going
all
back and forth.
the her back her
Yeah.
leg work. Yes,
True.
and then when they married, to a certain extent, both people understood the assignment. But
Mm-hmm.
nowadays, you hear people coming together, they are not even asking the relevant question. Yeah,
Yeah.
we are traveling, we are going to this thing on
I
vacation.
think it's Hollywood.
Exactly. Hollywood and the fairy
Just
tale
mess
life.
up
Some
a lot of
some
people's
people read
mind.
Mills and Boom and got stuck
Yeah,
in Mills and Boom.
yeah.
Rough looking, rugged, handsome, all those
With
descriptions.
all tattoos in his
What
body,
tattoos in
bad
his
guy,
body,
kind of thing.
exactly, fanboy, that kind of thing. So at the end of the day, I think that this is where the problem is with the new generation,
Yeah,
and
okay.
everything is about making it look very tantalizing and good.
Mhm,
Okay,
mhm.
we can't hear you. I don't know what's happening.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, we can hear you. Thank you for joining us. Okay,
Thank
this
you.
is the first time you're joining our live. Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Liverpool.
Oh,
And
hi. Hi, thanks for joining us. How's Liverpool today? How's the weather over there?
it was hot yesterday. We had some barbecues and all that, but it's getting the weather is changing gradually. So I mean, I'm
Oh, okay.
indoors now.
Awesome. So, all right. So, you know what the topic is about? What did you want to share with us?
Yeah. I consider it's an interesting topic. But do you prefer opinions? I mean, I'm not saying it's the fact, but it's just my own opinion from observation of what you're saying now. Is that okay?
Absolutely. You can give your opinion and you can also give some life experiences if
Okay.
you don't mind sharing. If you don't mind being vulnerable, because we're trying to learn and we're trying to educate each other about properly about having healthy relationships with one
Okay.
another. You know.
Okay. So, from my own observation, what I can see from what I've read and from what I've heard from my grandma, because I was lucky to have her when she was still alive and all that. I think the older generation they understand the institution called marriage more than we do
Why
in
do
the
you say
African.
that? Mm.
Uh because my mom is Yoruba, my dad is Igbo. I mean, Delta Igbo and all that. So
Okay.
I'm very mixed. So grew up in Lagos, understand the language and all that. So in the older generation, what they do if they want to marry, I'm talking of the Yoruba culture, when they want to marry in the proper family setting, and they look for like a mediator who would just like go to the wife's house or the husband's house, go and study and investigate who they are. So those guys will come back, understand the family setting, and say, okay, I think it's from a good family. I think it's from that. They introduce one another. They do proper introduction. There's nothing like courtship. sex before marriage and all that. Nothing like that. The family does everything. They investigate. So after that, they go for introduction. From introduction, they get married. And I think in the older generation, they understand marriage as commitment and responsibilities. Not like these fairy tales, Disney fantasies. Oh, you have to take me to Paris, you have to take me to Bora Bora. No, nothing like that. So both of them, they understand what the marriage is all about. So when they get inside, I'm not saying they should be abused or should be emotionally, financially, or physically abused. That's why they stayed. No, but they understood what the marriage institution is. It's not like, okay, do you know what? Any little thing, any little squabbles, any little stuff to this world. Little argument, filmsy excuses. I think you may be aware now. Filmsy excuses. Just like, okay, he or she is not listening to me, my mental health. They're off already within 2, 3 months. But back in those days, they know it's commitment. So if they have any squabbles, they still go back to the family. And like they even go back to the mediator and said, okay, you lied to us. You said so, 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 and so, 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 and so, so, and so, but this is what he or she is witnessing. All right. So at the end of the day, what if I'm going to summarize it? The older generation, you can see their marriage lasted because they knew quite all right that going into a marriage, it's responsibilities and commitment. But in this new generation, it's all about love, Disney fantasies, little filmsy excuses. Oh, and we are all red flags watchers. Any little thing, red flag. Everything is red flag now. If he talks passionately, oh, I think it's aggressive. He's going to be beating me when I get married to him. So all those things, they don't watch that there because they know quite right that marriage is going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. But in today's generation, we believe that marriage should be easy. But I don't know where that comes from. It's not easy. Nothing is easy. They just believe that as long as, okay, if you're arguing too much, if it's not easy, they pull out. They talk about mental health. Before you know it's mental health, they all pull out. And at the end of the day, the same person, he or she who pulls out within 6 months, after 1 or 2 years, he's going to say, okay, I'm going to get married again. Why do you want to get married again? How are you so sure that the next guy or the next woman you're getting involved with is not going to be the same cycle? So what I'm saying is this, marriage in the older generation is far, far better than this new generation. They understood what the marriage institution is. But here, we crop a lot of information from nowhere. As an African, we've got our own institution. I think that if we stick to that, not the bad ones, I'm not saying anyone should stick into any bad relationship, no. But if we stick to our own ways of doing things back in those days, pick the good things out of it, I think we will go far.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Uche. And I want to ask you a question. Or rather, I want to maybe it's a statement, but so in the old generation, you can admit that in those times, the women, the burden of the marriage was on the women. The burden of raising the children was solely on the women. The burden of taking care of the home on top of the multi-task, the many, many tasks that they had was on the women. You have to agree that in those days that you're talking about, the men literally, after they go to the farm and come back, even though they went to the farm most times with their wives and their children, all they did was take a shower, sit in the living room or whatever place they have for the men specifically. They were specifically carved out places for the men, right? The women will still come back from the farm, go and start cooking, get the food ready, and serve that man. You agree, right? You know that that was what was happening. Okay. Now, we are not near, there's no way I'm going to live my life like that. I don't see any woman that wants to live their life like that again. Because why? The world has changed. Everybody has a career and everybody has to make a living for themselves. What my point is we can take the principle of the commitment, understanding what marriage is, bring the man into it as well. Because the man needs to understand that he has roles. Now, marriage is not, I personally don't believe that marriage should be something that is left for one person to carry. It's too much work. A lot of grandmothers, our grandmothers and mothers, died under the weight. They deleted under the weight of that marriage. On top of the fact that sometimes the men did not pay attention to the emotional needs of their wives. You have to understand that you cannot say all of those things about the old times and not mention the disadvantages of this. What I'm talking about here is, can we borrow the concept of commitment? Can we borrow the concept of loyalty from what they did, bring it to the new? Because the bane of any successful marriage is loyalty, commitment, and communication. Those who understand this do marriage right, because they know that in order for me to be able to sustain my marriage, I have to be able to understand where my partner is coming from. I have to be able to say, okay, oh, that Birisi, you know that today, oh, this is what we will have to do today. Well, what do you think? There has to be that back and forth. I hope that you understand that, because we cannot have that same exact type of marriage that they had back then in today's life as it is. It's not going to work. There's no way it can work, because we all have voices now. We all have voices. Now, it depends on where you're meeting the women, for instance, and I'm not directing this to you, I'm generalizing now. Sometimes men want a certain type of women. They want the fluffy women. They want someone who, whatever. They want what they want. And you get what you get. Sometimes, even when I talk to friends that are guys, I tell them, what type of women are you looking for? Because you cannot go to a certain place and attract a certain woman, and then when they start to act a certain way in the marriage, you complain. It doesn't work like that. You need to know what you're getting. You need to understand. Are you following those that have core values? Because I have a lot of friends that have core values. I know them, and they're very, very good at what they do, and they're very what's it called? They're meaning they know everything that an African woman can do. They can do and much more. They, on top of that, they have their career. So I'm saying right now we need to do marriage, borrow some of the concepts that our grandmothers had, the commitment, the loyalty to marriage, and the interest in building the home, bring it to the forefront. And as a woman, when you meet a man, you need to be asking him, what does marriage mean to him? Because some men too, and women are leaving each other for flimsy reasons. The woman doesn't make me feel a certain way. Or this woman, she don't get through to the, she don't fast. I beg. I won't go chop dodo. I don't dey chop the pounded jam. I want to go and chop. You have that happening now on both sides. How can we make it work? How can we take some of those core values and bring them to the new now? This is the big question, because we cannot have that old life again. It's not going to happen.
So can I comment, please? Can I contribute to what you just said?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, okay. I know quite all right that what you just said now is absolutely spot on. The olden days and the new generation is quite different. So it's very, very difficult to replicate what they have in the olden days now. But in the olden days, if I'm going to be like, we understand it was more of a patriarchy, whatever, whatever, whatever. But
Mhm.
that's the African. I'm going to name some recent, up to date type of marriage institution that it's going to shock everyone. So in the olden days, in the African setting, the husband is supposed to provide 100%. When I mean 100% financial security, 100%. But in today's world, if we Africans migrate to the Europe, it's not easy for the husband to provide 100%, because the woman wants to work, the woman contributes, and the man contributes. Do you get what I'm saying now?
Mhm.
So, but why today's marriage is not working, especially for we Africans. We were brought up in a society whereby our father provides maybe like 60 or 70, even at all 100. Most where we back in Nigeria and all that.
Mhm.
I'm not saying
Mhm.
the women don't contribute. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
so when we get to the Western world, some women still feels that, okay, do you know what? I saw my father providing and everything. Why will you say I should contribute this and this, even 50-50? Up to date, I always tell my colleagues or my friends that please don't do 60-60. The minimum you should go is 60. If you can provide more, don't care what the woman is earning. Whether she's earning more than you do, provide more.
Right.
Immediately you start providing the same, say 50-50. I'm telling you, women are human beings, they start seeing you as roommates. We are all women. They start seeing you as roommates. And when they start seeing you as roommates, there are some things that they will be coming up with that you wouldn't like. So if you're an African, this is my own opinion. If you're with your wife, try to provide the minimum, barest minimum you can provide 60. And if you are earning well, regardless of what the woman is earning, 70-80. I'm telling you, I'm not saying women love money. If she sees your effort and she sees that you're playing your role, all this respect and all that will come in. Even though when the marriage are the brink, she's going to think, she's woman, like, oh my God, where do I? I'm not saying that any woman should stay in any abuse. No, I'm not saying that. You should be psychologically, emotionally, or physically abused. But when the marriage start going haywire, she's going to think and like, this guy is stepping up to his responsibilities. And most of these flimsy excuses may not come in. Okay, let me digress a bit. In South Korea, I've worked in South Korea for almost like 3 to 4 years. Do you believe that the salary of the man, the woman handles the financial aspect? 100% of the salary of the man goes to the woman's account. She administers it. Do you know that? In China too. Do you know that? So at the end of the day, the women rules there. But nobody knows all these things. But the woman still cooks. She still provides all these traditional values of a woman. But the financial aspect, if the man goes to work, 100% of the money goes to the women account. That's in South Korea. And I think they said in China is the same thing. But in South Korea, I've asked most of my colleagues and friends there, they says the women handles their finance. It won't happen in Africa. You know that. That won't happen.
Does happen. It does happen in Africa. I know.
What I mean is like all the 100% of your salary.
Yes, I have really. I am talking personally.
That's minute. That's minute stuff.
Not minute, Uche. You cannot speak for the generality of Nigeria.
What I mean is this: in their own culture, whatever the man provides goes to the woman's account.
There have been men in Africa that I know, even in this Africa that we are talking about, they make all the money and the women administer it. Why? Because they say that the woman is better at handling their money.
Okay, what I meant is that is their culture. That is what they practice. That is a common example in South Korea, but it's not common in Nigeria.
To each his own, though, because even with the culture that we're talking about is man-made, it can be edited, for lack of better words. Now it can be fixed. Now this is what I'm trying to say, and I understand to a certain extent what you're talking about. If the man is making 100% of the money, Biko, if he's the one making the dough and everything, I don't mind. I go sit down for her. They do my thing. Do you understand that? And I'm sure there are women out there that don't mind. Even as we talk today, with the way the world is, there are still women who are stay-at-home moms. The man brings 100% of the income home. So I think that. I'm sorry.
What that?
Sorry, Mike.
Oh, okay. Oh, next, if you want to say something, you can interject, please.
Sorry, that was my daughter making noise.
This is your show. I don't like talking over you and all that.
Okay, Neka, no problem. No, so I mean, I understand what you're saying, that there are people with culture, but do we now say, and somebody asked a very interesting question that I actually seen, are you saying that to have poor mental health is a prerequisite to a lasting marriage?
No, I just said it like a disclaimer that I'm not saying you should stay in an abusive relationship. It could be physical, mental, or emotional abuse. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is why the marriage of today's world is not working compared to what we have in the older generation, because the man is expected, and he knows quite right that he's to provide 100%, but now it's not happening.
Yes.
Can I interject?
I have a question.
Yeah. Okay. Um,
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, Uchi. Can I interject just a little bit? So what I'm getting from Uche's comments, and this is not directly to you, Uche, but that's what my own understanding is that I think going back to one of the comments that me and Omoye mentioned earlier, that you have to define what
Sorry,
marriage
madam.
means.
Can you speak louder? I can't really hear you clearly.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, madam. Yeah, I can.
Okay. I'm just a young lady. Okay, Ada. Anyway, so going back to one of the comments that me and Omoye mentioned, that you have to define what marriage means to you. And once you're able to define what marriage means to you as a person, then you will be conscious and be intentional about choosing a partner that align with what that marriage means to you. That's the way me I see it, honestly. That doesn't mean the person is going to be 100% because nobody is 100%.
right.
Because, for example, if you are a man and you want to be like the person that takes care of all the bills in your house, get a woman that also have that belief that my husband is the only one that will take care of all the bills in the house, and me, I will just stay at home and care for the children, make his meal, clean his clothes, and do everything. But if you are a man, you know that you want a woman that will be sharing bills with you, that want you to be 60. You want to be the one that will be contributing 60 and the woman will be bringing 40. But you're not going to go and marry a woman that believe that is the husband that is supposed to take care of everything in the house. How is that going to work? That's where the conflict is going to start coming in.
Yeah, can
And that doesn't mean it's perfect, like in the perfect way. What I'm saying might not be realistic, but I think it's realistic. Because if you ask the right question, if you get to know this person, that's why we cannot conduct marriage the way our parents did, or the way they found their spouse in the 80s, in the 60s. We cannot do that because now we know better, we have more information, we are more learned, and that doesn't mean we'll have a perfect or much, much better, but at least we have a lot of information. We are more aware of what relationship is about. So we'll take that knowledge that we have, we'll apply it now to make sure that whoever partner that we are choosing for ourselves, whether male or female, they align with the core values of what we believe marriage is about. Because people have different idea of what relationship or family is about. Because I think that's how, because I always, when I hear people's stories and the kind of relationship that they've been in, how the person was abusive, or how they talk to them, how they behave, or what they did, the way they think, the way they address situation, I'm always wondering that why you were getting to know this person. How did you guys even get to the point of getting married? Because some of these things are something that you probably would have picked up if you have had a good conversation with this person, or you have had the time to spend with this person. I just think our relationship these days is not that it's perfect, but I think people now have a lot of information that our parents back then doesn't have. And they wanted once they have that relationship, and also people coupled with their experiences and their background, they say, okay, this is the way my mother was doing, I don't want to do this. This is the way my father treated my mother, I will not take this from a man. Then also they now have another knowledge that, okay, when somebody did this to me, this is emotional abuse. When somebody did this to me, this is a mental abuse. Our parent doesn't know all this abuse and red flags we are talking about. Even some of this commitment we are talking about, like I mentioned earlier, what was the effect of this commitment? Because it was one-sided. The women had to carry majority of this, to make sure that the fabric of this family stayed together. It was mostly it fell on the women. That doesn't mean in all situations, but mostly it fell on the women. And a lot of women said, no, I can't do that. I don't want to do that. I want to be in a relationship where me and my husband will come together. And people like that, they naturally want to share with their husband. Even if they have to share the bills, they will share the bills. But you cannot be sharing bills. That's another part. You cannot be sharing bills with your wife, but you're not also sharing all other things too. You're not sharing house chores. You're not sharing taking care of the children, dropping the children at school, taking them, giving them shower. Watching out for them. Did they do their homework? I just feel like people should just come together, think how do they define marriage or family? How do they want their family to be? And get somebody that align with you. That's the way I always see. Okay.
yeah, Omoy, I just want to
Very
ask
much.
one question.
Neka,
Sorry.
Neka, go ahead.
Mr. Uche, I'm not sure what you mean by flimsy excuses. So can you give us an example? Because I don't think any woman or any man will walk out of a marriage if it's good, if things are okay. So
Okay,
what do you mean by flimsy excuses?
okay. I'm just gonna give like thank you very much, madam. I'm gonna give some life examples. So was last month. I've got a friend. He lives in Nigeria, but the wife lives here, and he works abroad in Nigeria, of course. So he does everything 100%, bills and everything and all that. So when I mean 100%, schooling, everything with the kids, they go to private school in the UK. Can you know how much is that? Everything with the bills. So the lady says, okay, do you know what? So when the guy comes for holiday, because the guy works like 3 months or 4 months on in Nigeria and comes for holiday, and the lady will say, okay, do you know what? You need to do this for me. You need to do the school runs and everything. The guy says he works offshore and he doesn't come home, and 3 months offshore, and when he comes home, he just want to relax. Can you just give me like 3, 4 days to relax? Then I will assist you. And the lady was making a lot of troubles about that. Okay, the guy says, okay, do you know what? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna resign my job. Then okay, let's go the foreign British style. So I'm gonna resign my job. I'll pick any job here. If I'm a cleaner here, I'll still pay bills. So we go 50-50, we share everything. The wife kicks against it as well. So until some intervention from other people came in and all that, they resolved it. So the guy was like, okay, what does the wife want? If you don't want me to pay 100%, yes, I can. I'm gonna come here, resign my job because he works. He's a driller back home and he earns good money. So he says he can resign the job and come back to the UK and do 50-50. In fact, he can be a stay-at-home husband if that what makes you happy. So because of that, can you imagine if there is no intervention from other guys? That will have gone haywire. And I told him that you're 1% in America, in anywhere, you're 1% man. You're very scarce to get. I mean, the three kids, they go to private school, grammar school, primary school, secondary school, everything. He's paying a lot of money and he pays the house rent 100%, and he still gives the woman stipend. Then the guy comes after 1 month and say, okay, I just want to rest 1 week before I start like schooling runs and everything. And the wife didn't like it. The wife says her love language is for you to be taking care of the house chores. The guy said, man, and I told him, man, I can't interfere. It's between you and your wife. Can you imagine if external forces didn't come into play? The divorce is gonna go out, and she's gonna come out and say, "Do you know what? This guy is just too African. I mean, he comes home, he doesn't assist with the house chores and everything, but she's not gonna
You-
talk about 100% of all the bills."
Right.
Mr.
Go
Mr.
ahead.
Uche, do you know what she's saying right there? She's not saying she's going to leave. She's telling you I'm frustrated. In the beginning, it was okay for him to walk offshore. It was okay for them to be living this way. But at that moment when she was speaking, she is saying, I am tired.
Hmm.
But
I'm
but the guy but,
I'm
but,
talking.
but the guy
Give
came
me
up
a
with an
second.
option that I can come
Give
to
me
the
Oh,
UK.
Uche, please,
Give
can
me
you give
one
me more
second.
options?
I'm going to talk to you now because I've experienced that. My husband used to work out of town, and it's me and the three kids. It was okay in the beginning because, okay, she thought I could do this, and he thought he could do that. Guess what? Where he works, he's going to go home, probably hang out with friends, and get a break. That woman is not getting a break. And at that moment, she's saying, I'm upset, I'm frustrated. It's not for him to now say, oh, okay, I can come here and work and we'll do 50-50. That shouldn't have been his response. If you respond to me like that, then I'll leave.
Oh,
I will leave.
are
I've
you
been
hearing,
taking
Madam
care of the
Amoye?
kids by myself. So if I'm telling you this is what I'm experiencing, you should be able to calm me down and say, you know what? Okay, this is what it is right now. You know I'm the one providing 100%. How can we do this so you won't be so tired? His response shouldn't be, I'm going to quit my job over there and come over here and work 50-50 and we'll do 50-50. To me, I would lose my mind. I'm just saying, at that moment, she doesn't want to leave her marriage. She's just trying to say, I'm tired.
She wants to be heard. Do you
She
understand that?
just wants to be heard and get a break. If you don't
Right.
get a break from my 3 children, I
You
almost
break
lost my
down.
mind last year.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I did, but I'm just telling you how it feels because we don't get that break. There is no 2 hour break. You take them to school, you bring them, we do homework, you cook for them. Those are the people you see. You don't talk to another adult. You don't have adult conversations. You're talking to the kids. You're the nurse, you're the comforter, you're the everything that they need, and he is not there. It's not his fault. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is at that moment, that woman said that she is saying, I'm tired and I need a break.
Right.
Madam Momoye, sorry, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Can you be honest, please? Be objective. I don't want to maybe condition. Can you be honest? If I ask you the question,
Go. It depends. Go ahead.
if you have a man who pays 100% bills and everything, and your children goes to private school in the UK, you know, in the UK the schools are very good, the government schools are very good, and the private school is, in fact, there's a statistics that shows that if your kids go through this private school, there is every chances that you're going to be successful, and they admit you to like Ivy League schools, Oxford, Cambridge, and all that, especially the grammar schools. And most of the ministers and everything, they all attended grammar school. I mean, private schools, bills paid, you don't have to pay any nothing. And the guy comes on and says, okay, 1 week, I just want to have a rest. And I don't want that rest. I want you to just kick off from the get go that, okay, you should assist with all these things. Will you prefer that or 50-50? Be honest.
Ah, first of all, every woman is different. Me,
No.
for myself,
I'm
you
referring
ask
to you.
me, me, I'm not the kind of person that will sit at. I'm not a sit at home person. So that one will not even work for me in the first place. So to be a man who would let me do whatever career I want to pursue, and I'm supporting him as he is supporting me. Okay. Now, if he chooses that, okay, I grew up, for instance, I grew up in a home where my dad provided 100% of the provided for the family, 100%. But my mom had a shop, my mom had a restaurant, so she had her own thing going. I saw how they worked together, right, with respect for each other. I'm not saying that the marriage was perfect. Don't get me wrong, right? But my dad cooked sometimes. He provided 100%. But my dad, I grew up with my dad pounding yam in the kitchen and making banga soup for us. I grew up, my dad fed us breakfast. He will make thick Ovaltine. I will never forget. We will drink it for breakfast and take us to school and pick us up. So my mom was just not you would say stay at home woman, but she had her own thing going. And my dad let her do what she needed to do, but he also jumped in when he needed to. This is olden days we're talking about. So where I'm coming from is totally different. If I meet a man, I'm gonna meet a man who's gonna understand what I'm about and understand my needs, and as I will understand his needs, and we will both put into the relationship as best as we can what we can offer it without putting each other down. I believe in respecting people, so I will respect my husband as I expect him to respect me too and understand that I'm a human being. So your example about that woman, you have to understand the mindset of where that woman is coming from. She's been used to a certain lifestyle and pigging off. You cannot go speak grammar when they know things according to what Neka said earlier, that woman just wanted to be heard. See, this is some of the problems I see with our men, and our women in both ways. We don't, some of us don't want to unlearn certain things and understand where the other person is coming from. To Neka's point, that's all that woman needed was somebody to just hear her out. After she was no woman, most Nigerian women I know do not want to leave their marriage. If a woman can communicate with her
Madam
husband,
Omoye, sorry, I'm not. You asked me that I can interject. The dynamics in the UK is different. I'm telling you, these are just the
Even if it is different, then even if it is different, you will work in a way that those differences does not affect your relationship. We have people that are married here in the diaspora that have successful marriages now. Let's not pretend that we don't have successful Nigerian marriages. I know a lot of my friends have successful Nigerian marriages, and I see how they work in their marriages. I have a friend who's not working. If her husband provides everything, but guess what? When he comes back from work, he takes over taking care of those children so that she can get a break. But she's a full-time housewife. So somebody will see that and say, after you come back from work. Matter of fact, we've had this conversation round table with all our friends. Like, we see you do this for your wife. This is so, this is so good to see and all that. He said, because he understands the impact that he has on his wife when he's at work or out of the home working all day, and this woman is stuck with the children. When he comes back home, the woman is wiped out. She can't even function, and he cannot get some. When he wants to get some, he can't because he's so exhausted. Because he understands that when he comes back from work, he takes over from the woman. So what am I saying here? What we're talking about here is there are men who will marry a woman who will totally misunderstand them. That is there. That's also part of the issue. And there are women who will accept to marry a man who totally misunderstands them. And to be this point, know what you want in a marriage. What type of woman? If you're the type of man that wants a woman that will say, I have a brother who's married, his wife does not work. It is an agreement between both of them. He brings the bread home. She stays at home and takes care of the children. Matter of fact, at some point she was homeschooling those children. But they have a healthy relationship because my brother takes over the children too. So most weekends, my brother will just take the children, they'll check into a hotel and give her space. You can find ways to make your marriage work. Even though we are in the Obodo, we understand how things are in the America. Matter of fact, if you marry a woman from here, they understand much more than ever. Rather than, you go and bring somebody who does not understand the system, that person will break your back because that person is coming with a mindset that, where me I'm coming from, it is soft life. Why should I come here and be suffering with you? No. So there are women who will totally take advantage of that and make your life miserable. So you have to, water getting level, find your water. You understand? This is where I'm coming from. Because me, I've seen, even as they are saying, marriages are breaking up, there are marriages that are working. Nigerian marriages, let me emphasize it again, that are working. They understand the dynamics. I have two friends, they're both professors from Nigeria. They just recently migrated here. They live in the Texas area. Okay? Both of them are professors. When they were in Nigeria, the woman used to do all the cooking. She used to prepare his meals. Even though she too was a professor, she would come back early. She had her classes structured in such a way that she comes back home and she makes the meal, right? But she had help. She had cleaners in the house. She had a house help that was also assisting her every now and again. When they came to America, there was none of that. The man had to adjust. The man never cooked a day in his life. When he came to America, he had to learn how to cook because the wife had to go to work times that he is not going to work, he has to be at home. So there are times that they run out of food and the woman is not available. What does he do? He learns how to cook. The woman has to teach him how to make the meals too. So sometimes when she comes home, the man will say, I cook this thing. I don't know, it's not fit with your own. But I just learn. I be learner. You should hear them out because you go they laugh, you go they roll for ground. They are Nigerians. This thing is about understanding. No woman wants her home to be broken up. No Nigerian woman. And yet, the Nigerian women that I have seen or have heard, complain that, they are done with the marriage. When you hear the story, sometimes you go tired, you go say, now, wow, this man could have, adjustments could have been made and this thing could have worked. The same way, women who walk out on their marriages or men who walk out on their marriages, you sit down, after the woman will be regretting and be begging the man, the man say, it's too late. I wanted us to work together, but you said no. So let's not say this thing as though we will not take them like in our war. No, we understand
thing be everything. Anywhere you go, they say you are in Rome, you act like a woman. It's a very simple thing. My papa na traditional man to the core. Traditional, I never see man when traditional reach my papa. But he cook for us. Me, I have memories of my father cooking. Even the old age. My papa, when I visited, before he passed away, I visited, the man was cooking a buri and nene in my native dialect. When you live like that, they will grind and put inside banga. You know, put the thing, put dry fish inside. I chop and lick on my fingers. Come on. You know, we can be better for each other. We can enjoy each other. We just need to have a better understanding of who we are now. There's no way. This is sometimes it go be like saying that the men no one learn. But the truth is, if you open your mind and you really want to be with a woman, find somebody that also it does not mind being, you know, what you want her to be. There's some women today that don't mind being staying at home mom. There's somebody like that. I have friends who are like that, you know. So that's what I'm going to say. If anybody has any other contribution, look in our talk. Me, I don't talk much. So, Uche, that's my,
Thank you very much.
you know, because there's no need for us to, as men and women, to be honest, there's no need for us to fight.
This life, is too. This life is too flimsy. There's nothing for us to be arguing about and fighting about. It is very tasking to take care of children 24/7 during the day, only you. It is not easy. The same way, the man too can get tired when he comes back. But these are things that you can talk about with your spouse without breaking each other's heads. If the woman understand when a woman wants to be heard, understand when your man wants to be heard. Sometimes women don't listen to their men too. When the man says, I'm tired, they keep saying they don't go listen to the man. You know, let's do better for each other. We know where we are coming from. We can be better for each other. Matter of fact, if you ask me, a Nigerian man and a Nigerian woman works best together because they understand where they are both coming from. You know, and if you can give each other that respect and listen to each other, there is such a thing as mental health. We need to take it seriously. The fact that they didn't take it seriously back in the day, heck, they didn't even know what it was, right? Doesn't mean that now that we know, we shouldn't do better with each other. How you go sweet? You deal with woman who now understand each other. There are men, there are women that are good for certain men. There are women that are not good for certain men. Know who you are. If you know who you are, you know what you want. There are certain women that you would not want to deal with. It's just that simple. The same way with a woman. No go put eye for where pass you. If you go sit down for another woman's seat, fire go burn you for dear. It go be impossible for you to work with that man because not be your seat. The same way, as a man, you go and join with another woman that is not, you are not supposed to be with that woman. You end up with her, fire will be burning you. Some of us know Samolu here. Samolu from Nigeria came to join his wife in the UK. Right? When he came from Nigeria, the guy was very successful in Nigeria. When he came to the UK, he saw the wife would go to work in the morning and all of that. You know, he didn't know how to cook. He didn't know any house chores, nothing. He wasn't raised like that, you know. But the man started saying, let me not go and kill, let me not go and delete somebody's child. Let me be learning some of these things. He started learning how, please, anyone correct me, because most of us heard the story of Samolu here. The man started learning how to cook by watching YouTube channel. Look at if you see those two people today, Samolu and his wife, you go bow. You don't go believe say they be Nigerians. You know, this is what I'm talking about. Me, I'm not be fight or not be war. We all should learn to love and understand each other. Do we understand that we can build healthier societies? Do we understand the potential of being together? Do we even understand that? We need to acknowledge that first and foremost. You know, we don't need to fight, not be war. We need to love each other. We need to build healthier societies. We can take some of the things that our parents did, like I said, some of the core principles they had. When you're meeting a woman, when you're meeting a man, what is marriage to you? What does it represent to you? What does it mean to you? You know, okay, what kind of children do you want us to raise? What kind of values you want us to imbibe in them? Not be fights, not be quarrel. Now this one life now we get. After this life, we don't know what's on the other side. So
And you're so right, Omoye. I mean, you have been speaking a lot of points and dropping so many gems. But I also want to say before I leave that I just think, each person, even if, because somebody is talking about the 100%, now if the man is bringing 100%, isn't the wife? Should the wife only be taking care of the baby 100, the children or the household 100%? And they should divide it that way. But I also think even if you are bringing 100% or 50-60%, you are still a mother to somebody and you are still a father to somebody. You still have a household to run. So both of you still have to work together to make sure that family, that marriage, that relationship, that family tree that you want to build, it has to grow. What me I don't like is it shouldn't fall on one person, which is what most of us experienced growing up. It fell on mostly on our mother, except if we don't want to be honest with ourselves. Most of our older generation marriages or family, to make it stand firm that all of us were still together with the father and the mother and children to today, it was one-sided, and it affected the women, although they didn't, some of them might not say it out, but it affected them in certain way. That is the one that me I don't want. Like the fact that you are bringing 100%, that doesn't mean your fatherly role should be neglected, or your motherly role should be neglected, or because you are the only one working in the family. When you come into the house, all you just have to do, just put your leg on the table and be flipping channels, and be expecting somebody to serve you on that same seat that you are eating, all because you are the one that go out to bring food. What about the children that we are raising? Who is raising these children? Do you even know anything about the children? Do you even know what is even going on in your household? What kind of family life do you want to show as an example to your children that are watching you? And I don't understand why people are always talking about Obodo Imbo family, Obodo Imbo marriage is not working. All the people that I know, and this is honest to God, all the Nigerian marriages that I know that are here, they are successful.
thank
They are
you.
working. And both the wife and the husband are working and they have children.
Exactly.
Some of them, they don't even have their mother. Some people, they will have their mothers, or maybe the husband mother or the wife mother will be living with them. Some of them, they don't have anybody that is living with them. They are
Exactly.
doing well together. They are taking care of the family together, the children together, the household together. It's only when I think one of somebody already mentioned it, that it seems, and I'm not trying to be biased, it seems most of our women have really evolved.
They are.
They have evolved.
They
But it
are.
seems the men, for some reason, not all of them, but most of them, they just want to be stuck in that.
Mindset.
My grandmother, I see my grandmother did this. I see my mother did this. I see my father did this.
You
Then
know
I'll
what?
now bring it back. Sorry, you want to say something?
Yeah, sorry to cut you off, Binko. You know
Sure.
why men, it seems like most men don't want to change? It's just, I think it's because they believe, oh, you need the relationship, not me.
Hmm.
Because you are the one that's always keeping quiet when they yell. You keep quiet when when there's a fight, or you don't fight back. They just believe that you are the one that needs the relationship. So they don't need to work at it. So you do all the work.
And that's another thing too. What does marriage? What does family? Because Maya is talking about, thinking of our parents, what they believe family was to them. Because they believe in that loyalty, in keeping the fabric of the family together. Because they only know that is being together is how we can conquer anything that comes to us as a family. But
Yeah.
do some of these men, do they share the same, perspective? That's the
Exactly.
problem.
Exactly.
That's another problem too. Not to say all women
Exactly.
are perfect, oh, because we've heard
No,
of some of them. Yeah, not say all of them are perfect, but do some of these men, do they even know what family means? Like, do they even know what marriage means? Like keeping the fabric of family together, married together. Let's put Obodo Imbo. The fact that you're Obodo Imbo, Except if you don't want your marriage to work. Just like people say, my children, I raise them in Obodo Imbo, they cannot be like the children from Nigeria. Accepted. But how do you raise your children? If you raise your children with respect, with greeting people every morning, that has nothing to do with Obodo Imbo. You can raise your child to greet you every morning when they wake up. Those are the Obodo Imbo children, they will never learn. But if you don't teach them, how will they learn? So I just feel like going back to my own point, know what marriage means to you and look for somebody that align with that same. It's so
not
easy.
hard.
Honestly, that's my own thing.
Yeah, just it. Just align yourself properly. Because
Exactly.
the problem is most times people don't align themselves.
No, they don't. They want to
You
eat
know,
their cake and have it.
I have it. This is the problem. If you align yourself properly, for instance, I don't believe in dating multiple.
Me
I'm
neither.
not that person. It's not going to work for me. So what do I do? Because I'm a very
Not that time.
intentional person,
Yeah.
and I know they for game playing. I know they for chop and clean mouth. You will not catch me there. If you are coming, what do you want? Please. Are you looking for which one? Tell me, be open.
Exactly. Like, what do you think when you see your wife? What does a wife even mean to you?
For you.
Is a wife that, oh, yes, ma, yes, sir. If you say anything, okay, whatever you say. I'm not that kind of a woman. No.
What kind of a woman? I will
Well,
challenge you.
I
I
will
will
ask you questions.
challenge
I
you.
like to ask questions. I will ask questions very well because I want to know where we are going. Two blind people cannot be.
Cannot need each other. It's true. What if your blind side is my blind side? You know, sister, na inside we go capture
They got out with the ghost.
Photo.
you understand? So let me. I know the reason why I kept, and I know that Miriam was running out of the reason why I kept him on is that it's an opportunity to re-educate
Yeah, I think he
ourselves.
probably got. He got a little bit
Yeah.
annoyed with that. I guess that's why he left. I don't know.
Yeah, do you understand? We can't just, for me personally, I don't like to shut out people unless they're just outrightly coming to intentionally come for war, right? But I feel like if we're trying to, we need to try to help
We
people
need
change
to
their
a
mind
lot. Yeah, we need
and
to.
think differently. Who knows now? Maybe this man is about to make a decision of a lifetime. And
Maybe.
it could be a wrong decision, it could be a right decision, but it will help him go back and think and
Yes.
say, wait, this woman when I got married, so wait, it go work. So wait,
Mhm.
am I ignoring certain, because these things are important.
They are. And
Yeah.
the thing is, since it's only us that is always talking, it's like some of these men, it's like they just meet a girl. Once they like her, okay, I'll marry her. I'm always wondering, maybe because men can always marry another woman whenever they want to. Maybe that's another reason too. Maybe that's why they don't really see it as something that they really need to know this woman. Does she even Where is her mindset? Does her mindset about marriage align with my own mindset about marriage? Because I think that's one of the problem. They can marry whoever they want to marry at times. Not to say women cannot do that as well, but let's be honest. Most women, they don't really like once they leave a relationship, they don't just go and marry somebody. It takes a while for most women, not all women, because some women, once one is leaving within the next 6 months, they've catch another one, they don't care. But for most women, it takes a while. But for most men, it seems there's so many options for them, and I mean, for lack of a better word, but I don't know. I don't know. I think it's still fall on we women to also be watchful as well, to know the kind of men that we are bringing into our lives. Because yeah,
Exactly. So
Yeah.
Marius just said it now. Marius said this. She said she was actually the one who said it last week. Like women are asking for more, but the men
yeah.
are not evolving. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm,
He
mm-hmm,
said
mm-hmm.
he paid for private school and job done. That's not enough.
Are you not a
Yeah,
father? Okay, what's your role as a
tired.
father in the life of those children? Okay,
Do you
apart from paying,
spend time with them?
Mm-hmm.
don't you take them out? You don't take them to sports, or does it mean that I'm the mother that will be carrying them to sport again when you are the father is at home? Why?
Thank you.
Omoye being do you know my last one, she's 8 and she's still shy around her dad.
Can you
Wow.
imagine?
See?
Should it be like that?
It's now, can you believe it? 2 weeks ago, she actually, without no one telling her, went to him and said, "Good morning, daddy."
Wow.
Wow.
You have to push her. Like,
Wow.
go and say good morning.
Mhm.
because
It
they
doesn't
don't have
get
that
close to.
bond.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't have the bond.
Mm.
I had to tell him, you work, it's good, good, it's good, money is good. But have you thought about it? The reason why Neka, because she's also Neka, that the reason why she doesn't say anything to you is because it's to you, to her, you're a stranger because you're always working. You don't have that bond. So you cannot ignore your fatherly role
Bro,
because you feel okay, I have to work and bring home the bacon. It's not all about that all the time. What about the children? It's not all about me and you or and what we do between each other. What about the children? You should see she's very shy and you'll be shocked. You'll be like, do you people live in the same house? But then when she's with me, she's looking at me like this and she's talking. She's asking me questions. But then when you see them together, because they look alike, these people then be family. But she'll be so shy, like she's around a stranger. And that's what I was trying to tell Mr. Uche that look, that woman is just trying to tell him something.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tired and this is what I'm facing. But he was not listening to if that situation.
But let's now think, when we talk about the older generation, which is the major topic we are talking about, and we talk about what they believe about how family should be, like they understand the core values. But thinking about it now, and with the men that we have now, it seems to me that some of them or most of them, they are doing exactly the same thing their father did.
Yeah.
So which is so we the, it's life, it goes
Yeah.
in circles. So we the women, we saw what our mother did. We took that from them, which is we believe once we're in a marriage, you have to make that marriage work. We stick to it because we understand that my family is my family. But the father,
Mhm.
they just provide, they just most of the time they just pay for school fees or pay for whatever. Some of them, they don't even know the school that their children went to. They've never even been to the school before to even go and ask, how is my children
Why are
even
you
doing?
why are you talking about me here?
So look like they themselves, the children that grew up in that environment, which is why me I was talking about the abuse part earlier, before you now brought the major thing we are trying to talk about.
Right.
They now see that as the normal way family is supposed to be, and that is what
Mhm.
they're doing in their own family. So you see how the whole thing just keep going.
Mhm.
And it's
It's
now
not
upon us
beautiful.
to stop it, say no,
Yes.
especially for our boy child and also our girl child too. Show them how a real family is supposed to be.
Yes.
You have to be a supportive husband, whether you are bringing in 1001% or 50%, whatever percent you are bringing. There are other things in marriage apart from giving out money or paying school fees. Build memories.
Exactly.
Yes. Thank you.
I recently lost my dad.
Oh, sorry to hear that,
May
though.
God rest his soul. I cannot. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. I was When I heard that news, the first day I heard the news, I was crying. And Sister Ineka, she knows because she called me. Auntie David is
Oh,
not doing in both TV.
yeah.
Yeah. I lost him like 2 weeks ago, thereabouts, or
I'm
three
so
weeks ago
sorry
now.
to hear that. It's
Thank
fresh.
you. Yeah, it's so
Wow.
fresh
Sorry,
because
Obimpe.
thank
Please,
you.
though, let me know if you need any help, I beg. Because me, I lost my own a few years back and I know how it feels. So please, if you
Thank
need to
you.
talk, just reach out to me.
Thank you. I will. Thank you so much.
You're
So
welcome.
the reason why I brought it up was just to buttress my point because I don't know who is watching. And maybe the
Mm.
person will probably learn. I'm sure maybe there are some guys watching in the background. You don't want to call me because we are all ladies. Please, we don't bite. We are just having a conversation. I lost my dad a few weeks ago. The first day that it happened, I cried, I cried, I cried, I cried, I cried. But after that first day, I now sat down. I was trying to remember something about him, like something about memories, just to remember him. Would you believe that I could not really like place one like a very memory that is really really fresh about my dad. It's not that he was a bad person, like I said, it wasn't
Mm.
abusive to my father, but it was in the house. But I don't even know him. Like I can't really say this is the kind of food my father will probably like, or this is the kind of you know things that this is the thing that I used to do with my father then.
Yeah.
And to me, I was just thinking to myself that isn't that just sad? I cannot even place like one big memory or one thing that we used to do together that I can say, okay, yes, this is what I remember. I'm going to be remembering my father for. Although I remember his face, I remember
Mhm.
some of the things that he has done. But some of the other things that he did was something that I didn't really like, unfortunately, that I'm remembering. And I was even planning to talk to him about it. So which brings me back to even though you are giving 100% financially, there's a fatherly role you have to play, and there's a husband role too you have to play
Yeah.
in that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You know, your wife is your support. Your wife, she's there to be care for you both of you to care and nurture and love each other. And your children, you should
Yeah.
build memories with them. Let's forget about this. My father, my great grandfather did this. My father did this. You do better. Do differently. Take what is good, add it to your own. Make it much better. Build relationship
Mm-hmm.
with your children. And we
Yes.
are still struggling with men building relationship with their children in this day and age, especially African men.
Hmm.
We are still
Yes.
struggling, and it shouldn't be like that. So that's what I have to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So sorry about your loss,
Thank
Bisi.
thank you.
Man, I know. May God rest his soul. It's not an easy thing to lose someone that close. And even though they were not in your life, there's something that it still does to you. But
Yeah.
I just find solace in the fact that wherever wherever he is at peace, and you
Amen.
always find that peace within you as well. And there'll be things that will remind you of him every now and again. But it's
Mm-hmm.
all part of the human experience. And like I said, if you need any, just reach out to me because I
Amen.
know I went through every stage of whatever you want to call it.
I can imagine. I can
Yeah,
imagine.
it was
Thank you.
because my dad. I was very. I loved my dad. You guys can tell. I
Yeah,
talk
you're
about
always
him.
thinking about
I'm
him.
always talking about him.
Yeah.
He had a special place in my heart because of what I saw growing up
Mm-hmm.
and the kind of man he was. So, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
thank you very much for sharing that. Because at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
water their level, make everybody
Yeah.
their level.
Mm-hmm.
That's
That's
what
it.
it is.
Yes.
Go wetin you like if you no like am.
Mm-hmm.
Wetin another person like if you no like am. The
Mm-hmm.
reason why I say make sure you are sitting on your seat and you're not sitting on someone else's seat.
True.
I have a friend
Yeah.
who she got married and she told me that she went into some type of prayers and the person I was praying for her all of a sudden stopped praying
Oh.
and didn't say anything and was saying that he wanted to leave. So she
Mm.
was curious, like, you were praying for him, for me, all of a sudden you stopped. Why? The man didn't want to say anything. She kept pressing him, pressing him, pressing him. Eventually, the man said, "You know what? I'm going to tell you this, but don't ever reach out to me. Don't call me because I don't have any solution
Ah.
for you." And she was that frightened her. So she asked her, she was like, please let me know, like she thought maybe somebody was about to be deleted or something. The man said, the seat you are sitting on is not your own.
Ah. No, but most
How
people
about
don't want
that?
to hear that.
The guy told her point blank, no. He said, she was really like, no, there's no explanation. You are sitting in the wrong seat. So
Hmm.
this is what happens to a lot of women and
Yeah.
men.
Men.
You are
Yes.
sitting in the wrong seat. When the fire now starts burning, you
Mm-hmm.
will now be shouting, hey, this
Mm-hmm.
one, that one. No. Now, I'm not saying that people are not bad. People are bad. But every bad gets in size.
Mm-hmm. True.
There
Oh
are
yes.
women,
Yeah.
there are women literally that can handle. Eh? They will handle. How many times you come, Obiajulu? How 2 times you come? I did see you twice on my screen.
I don't
So,
know. I think something is wrong with the network. I don't know.
oh, okay, no worries. Let me try and take the other one that's circling out. Okay, it's out now. Okay, so before I come to you, Obiajulu, let me just say this. So, it's very important as men and women before you join yourself with someone, you need to understand is that your seat?
Mm-hmm.
Because they say man bad. There are women that are
Sorry.
properly aligned for them
Mm-hmm.
that can handle their bad.
Well, that's true.
If it is not you, you will just go and suffer unnecessarily.
So,
You understand? What they say, one man's meat is another man's poison. It's so true. Somebody that is meant for you, somebody else comes and takes it, that person will suffer devastatingly. It go be like say na only they create the suffer for. Meanwhile, it's because they are where they are not supposed to be. So do with it this information, do with it what you will, but know this at the back of your mind. Be very careful when you're choosing to be with someone. If you
yeah.
know that you are not cut out for housewife things, don't go and end up with a man.
Exactly.
Don't go and do it and then start biting your finger and start saying, hey, oh, the man will not let me work. But you decided, you were like, you know what, that's what I want to do because I want to marry. So why
Mm-hmm.
not start
Mm-hmm.
now? So let's also hold ourselves accountable as much as
True.
we hold others accountable too.
True.
So Julu, my sister, welcome to the show. You're looking very shiny. Oh. Me, I like this your
Thank
blonde.
you.
Not be small, though.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I was just about going out and then I saw the topic and I was like, okay. And then I heard the guy speaking and I
Yes.
said, okay, probably I joined. What I wanted to say, you've already said it. Like you have to know who you're actually getting married to. So, for example, for me, I am not the type. I'm not the type. I'm not the housewife type. So if you are looking for a housewife, it wouldn't work for somebody like me because you will come home to a terrible home. You will never be happy. No, it's true because I will be frustrated just being at home with the kids. I can't. Even if you're so rich, but I still have, even if it's just to go do a charity work, I have to get out of the house. I just can't. So I'm not that type. And what I think another thing is that, like we're saying in the chat, majority of the women have evolved. So the way it was back in the day that only the man, like what the man has going for him is just practically just the fact that he can go out and bring back the bacon, bring home the meat, and the
Mhm.
woman is able to sit at home and take care of the kids. Now it's different because that bacon, the woman can go out and bring that back as well.
Exactly.
So now most of the men are challenged. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to be a man other than just that. And
Mm-hmm.
so when they see the woman doing that, it's like, and then some of them come with being the woman is not respectful, the woman, and then some of them don't want you to walk, they want you. I just think that, like we're saying in the chat, the men have to evolve. They have to realize that there's a lot more you can offer than just the money that you bring in
Exactly.
any union. There's a lot
Yeah.
more. Yeah, there's a lot more that you can offer than just the money. There's a lot more you can do that still make you that man, that still make you the head of the family other than just the
Mhm.
income that you bring in. You
Exactly.
understand? So, yeah, because you have women, like, for example, for myself, right? My kids, I live here in Ireland. So the UK and Ireland are kind of similar in a way. My kids, I have 3 kids. The kids are all going to private schools from primary
Mhm.
school. They're in secondary school now. They are kind of
Mhm.
teenagers now. They've all gone to private schools, and it's not because I'm a single parent. Do you understand?
Mhm.
And it's
Kudos to
challenging.
you.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
And it's hard, but I will not take it back. Like it's something I enjoy. So you have to know the person that you're going to build a life with.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? Before you actually
Mm-hmm.
go in there. If you go in there and it's somebody that is like me, you'll be coming home. You won't want to come home. You won't want to
Mm-hmm.
come back to that home. If you have to make me sit at home, you won't, no, honestly, the truth, you won't want to come back home to that home
Yeah.
because that home will be horrible for you because my life will be horrible. And so the kids won't even have the best of a mother. Do you
Right.
understand? So
Mm-hmm.
it would defeat the purpose of me saying staying at home and looking after the kids. You understand?
Yeah.
So it would be very hard, really very hard. So at the end, like you said, it boils down to whoever you're making that home with. And in Nigeria, most people that keep saying the marriage is here, I think in Nigeria, why people are still, it's just for the fact that a man and a woman still live in the same home, doesn't mean that the marriage is working.
They can
Most
only.
women don't have sorry?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, most women back home, they don't
Mm.
have the finances, to walk away. And so they are still there. Doesn't mean that the marriage is working. Here, they might be at liberty to be able to go out there and work. And so they feel financially, stable and able to walk away from that marriage. Back home, that is working. That, I see there's a lot. I have family back home and I hear stories what's happening. That's not marriage. That thing is not working. Just for the fact that still living in the same home, at the same home, it doesn't mean that it's working. Do you understand? And you can't compare that to here. And like one of the sisters said, there are beautiful marriages here that are working, perfectly working. Do you understand? So it depends on who you actually partner with and how both of you understand each other.
Mm-hmm.
You make it work. You will make it work.
Exactly.
Exactly.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. It will work if both parties decide they want to make it work. And to your point, in Nigeria, most women don't have voice. They are inside. They don't have the kind of mindset that most of us women have here. So they feel like they're trapped, because family is breathing down their neck and they're telling them just stay, just manage. The family sometimes will be supporting the marriage from the back, just to make sure they look good
Exactly.
outside. Meanwhile, they're just living as strangers inside. They are married, but they are lonely. Have you ever heard that phrase before? It happens, So it's not just, I don't know, personally, my life and my peace of mind is more important than anything else. So if you're coming at me, you need to know that, hey, first and foremost, this is what you are getting. And what does marriage mean to you? What are you coming for? I know they do willy-nilly. I know they follow them, do all those kinds of things. So what are you coming for? So some of us, they say we are too serious-minded and we are too much. We've heard those comments before. It's okay. I'm all right with that, But at the end of the day, everybody go chop breakfast. But eat the breakfast when you go fit chop. Not go carry breakfast when you know say you no go fit chop. Some people go order breakfast, they go order the one when it pass their power. They'll come they look for who will come follow and chop the breakfast. No, no. Find the one that suits you. Find according to waiting being paid talk and finish. Find somebody that aligns with you. Find them. Be paired correctly. All these arguments back and forth no good day. If the man is coming, he does not know what marriage is all about, doesn't value it, why waste your time with such a person? We have somebody joining us here. Mr. Paul, welcome, Mr. Paul. Good to hear you again. Good to see you here. Thanks for your support. You dey hear our topic, things. What do you think now? Yeah, share with us. What your thoughts be?
My sister, you don't see I'm finished now the way the matter they go now. So please hold on. Look, my audio is bad.
No, we dey hear you. Can you guys hear him?
Yes, it sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
We're not funny.
Oh.
Okay, we dey hear you now. We're not funny.
Oh, sorry. No, my two audio, the two app is on, so I have to take one down.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think just like you said with this women thing, let me use US for example. We that in the West as a yardstick on this issue. Now you see a man find himself in New York, anywhere in abroad. Precisely, let me use New York now. You're driving cab. When it's time to marry, you actually have just a school cert before you find yourself uncle. Maybe your mother never school, uncle try to help your mother. Your mother say, no, just help my son. Then the son find himself in US, you understand, with only school cert, work here for a very long time, be driving this cab. At least everybody can celebrate you that you use that same cab money to help some of your siblings back home, then try to take care of your parents, maybe their health issues. Then when it's time for you to get married, you go to Nigeria, you start looking for graduates, not just any type of graduate, professional graduate. You are looking for a girl in the university, 300 level, 400 levels, to become a nurse. We love nurse too much. We love nurse too much. And people don't even know that nurse don't have money. Nurse only have money when they kill themselves for overtime. What we call OT doubler. They double overtime. Nurse don't have money. You know, now we go look for nurse. We bring this nurse here. And meanwhile, in the course of you meeting that girl in Nigeria, probably more beautiful girl. You brought that girl here. You are sending the girl to school. You take good care of the girl. We appreciate you for that. You take care of that girl. You find your way, try the immigration process. You came to Nigeria, go do elaborate wedding that people think you are also doing well in the US. They don't even know that you are just a cab driver who live in the national poverty guideline. You fall in that umbrella. You understand? Yes, you fall in that umbrella. You know, and you do all that elaborate wedding. You start calling your mother-in-law mommy, 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 your father-in-law daddy. You start even in the course of that, start even helping taking care of that girl's siblings that is also going to school. Now the girl came here, immediately the girl find himself here. You start telling the girl, hey, be careful with Nigerian women, oh, be careful with Nigerian women. You that restrict this girl now, you are trying to restrict, and the girl will subscribe to it. They say you'll be going to clubhouse. One person they do party, one person no they do party, you they go. The same you go to this, go to that, you do this. Why the girl is struggling to understand the area? So for the girl to struggle to understand, which means you have to take your wife to Walmart. You have to take your wife to the stores to go get groceries. You have to take your wife to the mall. Basic thing that we all can do, we all live and learn. You don't even need friends to teach you this, but yes, somebody will definitely just give you a little bit helping hand. Then friends will help you. This your husband will take you to the mall. You really appreciate. Then guess what? You started working, going to school, try to do all your conversion, maybe a little bit school here and there, just to convert your certificate and everything. Now you started working as nurse. Now getting to the office. What do you think? Like they say when you go to Canada, you behave like a Canadian. You find yourself in Rome, you behave like a Roman. Now the girl get to the US, discover that all his colleagues is driving 2020 car, and she's working. They make the same type of money, and the husband is driving a 2004 Toyota Corolla because we like Corolla well, so that when we use here, we'll send to Nigeria again. We don't want to drive American car. We don't like America. We only like their money. You know, then you are driving this car. This girl is working. You tell the girl, anything you want to do, let me know. If you want to send money to your parents, let me know. That girl too started doing the same thing. Give you money to send, give mommy. Then she will lie and lie and lie. Mommy almost died yesterday. I need to send money. Daddy almost get stroke the other day. Because you have to give perfect excuse for them to approve you send money to your loved one. You see what men is doing, and the men don't know what they are doing. Then the same man is bragging, cursing in the living room. You are stupid, you are idiot. We just send you money. This same man is sending to his own siblings, cursing, bragging, and still sending. But the wife cannot do so. You understand? Because there's a standing order. If you must send money, you have to let me know. So the wife don't have the heart to even transfer money, send money to Africa. You go through the husband. You understand? This same man will say, baby, surprise, surprise. iPhone 14 Pro Max, baby, surprise, surprise, he buy this, baby, surprise, surprise, he buy this. Then the wife too go do, baby, surprise, surprise. The wife too go buy Samsung 22 Pro Ultra, what they call it, Ultra, Galaxy Ultra 22. Babe, you don't join them. I not tell you, say, if you want to buy anything, let me know. You see problem? The woman must take an approval, send email to corporate for corporate to approve. For her to spend her own hard-earned money. Remember, people don't know this. I'm saying it in public. Nurses don't make money. They only enjoy more overtime that affects their marriage. That's why you see many men cheat on their wife, or many wives cheat on their husband. They say that the man is a nurse or the wife is a nurse. You understand? Or it affects their kids. You know, we don't say all these stories. Oh, we just talk, I walk and walk and walk because of my family. Who asks you? Now this girl is doing all this, surprise, surprise. She buy her own phone, it become problem. Surprise, surprise. Then she makes things worse. Your husband is driving a 2004 Toyota Corolla, still making payment. You went and buy a 2020 car. You go buy Lexus, where the husband is the guys where they drive on for you and a Yahoo boy. What do you think will happen? Then the man will get mad. You know, the man will start saying, you've joined them. That's why I don't want to take you to Nigerian party. From now henceforth, you will stop to go to Nigerian church. You will stop to go to Nigerian church. You will stop. You will do this. Problem will start coming. And the woman will be saying it. The woman cannot keep up to it no more. You know, the woman will start telling people, you know, and the painful part of it, I feel for our wife in the US. You understand? Why I say I feel for our wife? Who do they cry to? They cry to their own parent that they love so much. But that small thorough where they don't give mama, where they don't give siblings. Mama self go support. What did you say keep me for this marriage for 31 years? Now I want to know na endurance. Marriage na endurance. Marriage na patience. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. And they stayed here. You understand? Suffer, go through all these pains and agony. They still remain there, going through all this pain. And the day they looked at it, they can't bear it. They started seeing people. You know, you live, you learn. You started seeing people from the West, the way they live their life, the way they do everything. The day they try to fight back and everything, their problem will start coming. These are the things. And we, the men, we don't want to borrow ourselves sense. That's why I live in the US now for 19 years. And I choose not to learn trade. I choose not to go to school. But why didn't I go and marry that girl where they carry last with me for secondary school? Why not go marry that girl where me and they carry last for secondary school? That girl where say finish secondary school, can't do any trade, is selling charcoal. That girl go love me for who she is. What can I they laugh? She will love me for that. You understand? She's selling charcoal.
True, they agree with you.
You understand? But you go marry a graduate. You understand? But you choose not to upgrade. And I strongly believe that graduate too will be also advising you, babe, take some class. Even if you are going through some of your homework, I can assist you. I can help you. That is what family do. She's your better half. You don't want to do it. You are struggling. You understand? The Instagram fake picture. You know, you know that picture where say mistakenly fine, where all of us go call upload, we need to agree delete them. My sister said she's coming to America to take me another picture. Make I no go there like my father where they find picture to put for obituary, they no see. You know, so stuff like that, you know, so we get through these pains and you struggle here, you struggle there to do, you talk, parents can't do anything, siblings can't say anything, this person can't say anything. You try to help on this aspect, you complain, the man say you go buy a car, you know, tell me. Problem don't come. Then the day you fight back, you successfully join them.
Exactly.
You successfully join them because of you fight back. This is what they are going through. And if I blame us because we, you know, many times they don't train us well because if they train you well in Nigeria, it's called abnormal.
Thank you very much.
Now, they train you well for Nigeria, now abnormal training, no.
Thank you very much for saying that, because you know, say sometimes when we talk this kind of things, I know they won't talk and make it not be like saying I've got a woman. I make most Nigerian men, they're not trained them well. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for
I not sabi cook. If they tell me say make a boil water, I not sabi cook water. Talk less to cook rice. Because I'm a robo man. I not sabi cook water. You understand? You can imagine my own immediate younger sister will punish me even when food is ready. As an Urobo man, you don't go to kitchen. You don't go to kitchen. It's like a taboo. So even when the food is at home, I have to beg my sister. And my father will pretend reading his newspaper whether I will go to that kitchen. Then my sister will also become Sarah reporter. Go tell daddy, say, daddy. Or go take food for pot. Then daddy will punish me for it. You understand? So now you can imagine now I find myself in the US now to cook indomie now it can't be like native beans. It can't be like native beans. Now WAEC, now chemistry, now physics. You understand? Now imagine the punishment. Why won't I die follow burger? You understand? So these are all the things. And so we have very good culture, but there are the parts that they didn't do well. Let us grow up and tell ourselves the truth that I think this part is wrong. We can make it better. And the better it is for every one of us. That's what I can say for now.
Brother Paul, thank you for bringing it. I really appreciate your comments because say we get where person fit talk reach. Now make me, I go wish make more men get YouTube channel where they will take they discuss this matter. Because when women they talk and we go be like say we they are one, go sometimes they come from attack angle. Go they want to attack, say hey, because you be woman. Yeah. I say these things can be unlearned. Not the peace you want. What's the ultimate in this life? Really, now peace of mind. If where I come from, they'll say Oriane be down on the OG, meaning now who gets health, now the king. That's what it means. Because when you have health, you can think about making money, you can think about other things you want to think about. Eh? So at the end of the day, now make it for better for all of us. Whether na Nigerian you marry, whether na the funny thing be say most of our Nigerian brothers when they go marry outside that you go see them, they go behave properly. They go they cook, they go they clean, they go they do everything. But make you marry your own when you even understand where you dey come from, you go live am with all the chores.
Say your mama, say my mama too go dey respect my Oyibo wife now. Fit complain now. But if I go marry one Ogene Rukewe, Ogene Tega, my mama go dey control am for house.
Go dey
The
control
control wey my mama no fit control her own house, she go dey go control my own wife.
exactly. You come dey tell you how you go take, you go dey tell the woman, no be so I take dey feed my pikin o. You don cook this thing give am today. You don tell when I see say my pikin chop this thing o. They not teach you for house. Your mama not teach you. All those things. Can we unlearn some of these things? That's all I'm saying. Not be fight, not be quarrel.
One little part of it from the part from women, the same velocity still go with men. One little part is that the women they tell a lot of lies. Women too tell a lot of lies. So you see when the women also hang out in their locker rooms and everything, they stay in their salon, they lie. Oh, my husband is just the best.
Yeah.
It's just that, my sister. How many times your husband, we go to restaurant, you see somebody do certain things, will complain that we never go there again. But meanwhile, how will my wife be cooking and my son will poop? The same wife that is cooking want to change diaper, and I'm there watching Chelsea and Arsenal. And now, if I cannot even change the diaper, why couldn't I help her in the kitchen while she's taking care of the other part? You understand? And we say, how many you do? My mama born 10, my mama juggle with all these things. Now only 2 where you born, you complain. You understand? So you see, so women, we do wrong, and another women too, please don't lie. Not that you are breaking your home or you are taking things that is going out from your home. Don't too much lie like my husband this, my husband that. By the time every one of us say it and everything, it will be easy for my friend wife to curse me that
exactly.
That is success. That is success. Why are you treating my wife like this? Why are you treating my sister like this? Come on now, that is success. You just want her to do everything, you just sit down there. It will not be like a taboo. You understand? It will not be like a taboo. It will not be like anything, you understand? And I will be so ashamed of myself, and everything. But when the other one pride himself so much, like the husband is doing well, why will my wife also have the opinion to go say anything there, Because we can help ourselves in different ways than this competition of only cars and houses that want to live in big houses and new cars. So the women, stop cursing yourself. Find a way of helping yourself. I say it to all our men. You understand? Now we are talking women, husband, wife, and say domestic work. What about our sex life? Do you know how many punishments we've punished this our wife? Don't even go there. Don't even go there. You understand? When I was in this person's Obodo Yubo, when I say she was just laughing, I say, you know how many punishment will they punish? You understand? Why do you see men do all this type of thing? You see men whenever they remember they want to go carry girl outside, they want to go do everything. They drink and drink and drink. They do all type of things that they can do to go satisfy outside. But when they reach house, another time they'll come remember, say this fever no go kill me. Don't give you 46 seconds. You understand? You know, I wouldn't see it to be a problem, and we are not ready to discuss it. Even when they are ready to discuss it with us, we are not ready. You understand? Because even though they themselves too, they come with all type of parable, all type of gimmick. You understand? All type of gimmick and every other thing. So everybody should learn to grow up. Like as I would tell you, grow up the same way I myself too have to grow up.
Yes.
You know? Than this lie when we stay together, we'll lie. I give them 4, I give them 5, I give them this because they close door, they do up. You understand? It can't be like pastor waiting for Boni. Everything will be secret. Everything will be secret.
You know, Mr. Paul, you can't scatter table. I appreciate the scattering of the table. You know, as Mariel talk, he said some of them are breaking their homes. Let's shake it. We need to shake and that's what we talk about. When we bring this matter, come here, come discuss now so that it go better for us. Or some of us never married. We are looking to have good homes, right? It's good make we put these conversations out there. Because another problem be say, and I'm very glad that you mentioned that aspect, because women, they sabi brag, they sabi lie to each other. They know they tell each other the truth. Women. Now,
You don't do them for matrimonial too much. Fake life.
Fake life.
Picture we mistakenly find, we upload them.
Thank you. The one way you know go put them. When you made that the man, maybe you and the man just quarrel for us now. Tear each other cloth, you know go put that picture. You go when he be in birthday, the man there your front, or you know go tell her happy birthday. You come shine, come go salute. Say, oh, my husband birthday today. You come put lovey-dovey picture. Maybe old wedding picture of like 10, 15 years ago. You come upload that. Everybody, all the single women, they say, when God, when? Oh,
make I make you laugh. Many years ago, I go take my time. I go buy like 4 or 5 greeting card. You know when we used to buy those cards? All those cards. I go do copy and paste. You know, we will not do literature for school. I'll call rewrite time. You come like say that my own word. I go call they go do copy and paste, buy and write them. Make you know be saying a card why just buy and read. You understand? We should stop all these things, you know. We'll talk all the best thing, but you can't even look the person to his face to tell them that thank you. Exactly. I know I can do better, but thank you. Give me chance. You understand? That will build you. You understand? It will give you that extra strength that you're looking for. Just thank you. You understand? Just simple thing as a man will be looking at his wife for 1 full hour, waiting for the wife to say, baby, good morning.
Exactly.
When me that wake up, that remember good morning first to just say, baby, good morning. I'm waiting for 1 hour, be looking time, say, what is going on? I don't know what is going on. Do you know since 1 hour that you've waked up in this house? It's not even
madness. What is
it? Did me as a man greet you that you did not answer? You understand? Well, is there dictionary? I be there for encyclopedia. I be there for Bible or Quran. I don't understand. That is women, you know, just this little nonsense thing. And we've been doing these things, and we proud, we lie. Look, men gossip more than women. We just they call on the black sheep.
I can't believe it. I've seen where men talk, so I know.
We gossip, they lie. Which all of us will stay for our locker room, wait to say do one. Now 4 or 5 I almost kill them. I almost kill them because we lock door. We lock door. You understand? We lie, we brag. You understand? Till the people will not say it. Till some of us that cheat a lot and every other thing, when the girl will not juggle from one boy to another boy and say, no, I don't want to do anything with him. It's too weak. Now we say just do 4. You understand? And failing to understand that this help, you can get it from home. You understand? You and your wife can discuss it. You know, I have a friend, very good friend, that is struggling to have a child. You understand? My wife this, my wife this, my wife this. Have you gone to see an OBGYN? You yourself, you as a man. It's not only women, you as a man. The guy went there and everything, they do everything. The guy told me that I said, man, they checked me. I had to do a surgery. You understand? The guy had a baby after 2 years. It take him another 9 years to have the second child.
Wow.
Even having the woman had a problem. Yes, we agree. Because he also created the problem for the woman. You understand? For this woman to stay there for 13 years. Age is not on her side. So even the problem that the woman is even having now, it was you that even put her. Because you're not making her having baby with risk. You understand? And you can imagine. And you are blaming, your parents is blaming every time they do meeting behind the scene to say, go give one girl belly for our side. This nice, very nice. Now belly we never get. This nice, very nice. Meanwhile, you the man, you also have your own problem.
Exactly.
You know, so it's long, and I don't know why. You just don't want to touch that place when you come to discussion. They don't want you to touch it. You just touch it just like you are taking side. Don't touch it. And we know. You understand? They went to become one. Let's reason together. You understand? It will even help our argument at home. You understand? It will make us function better.
Exactly.
Why must we watch different things at home every time? Must you watch one video that I watch football? You understand? Can't I even grow enough to learn to join this woman to watch this own video? You understand? Before you know, I would like it. It just takes time. You know, I said something the other day. Everybody will laugh over it. Now, Igbo people, now you can make amala become essential commodity in Lagos.
Yeah, remember when you talked that?
For a Yoruba man to eat amala and enjoy am now, he go need to reach Abeokuta, he go reach Ibadan. Because it's too expensive for him. He's asking himself, why will I eat amala? The Igbo people curse Yoruba. You understand? They need to eat better thing. They eat amala only pomo. Today now, when we look at our health very well, every one of us is staying away from red meat. We join them now with the pomo. Pomo now can be more rich now than the so-called beef. They take pomo and they drink Gouda. You know, it's everything just changing. You know, so give it a chance. The Igbo people who cause amala, when they start eating amala become business. The Yoruba people who have amala now can't even afford to buy this amala. The amala woman now is using amala now to train kids to college, building house by selling amala.
Exactly.
Is that not how we can also eat the so-called afang soup, edikaiko?
Yeah.
You understand? Eat and everything. Give things a chance. Today now we are in America. Here now we are eating burrito. You understand? We are eating the Mexican food.
Yes.
Give things a chance than just stereotype and curse. You know, just give it a chance and let's try as much as possible to open discussion.
Exactly.
Yes, we might argue, we might do, but it brings our healing. You know, I beg one of my very good friends just went to Nigeria and now the wife is coming. He's still living in an apartment. This is somebody who had eviction. Really, really helped me. Very good guy. Had eviction 5 years ago. Still cannot clean his eviction.
Wow.
You understand? He's begging me now to rent another place for him when the wife will come. I asked him, I said, can't you go take care of these things?
Exactly.
Why? You can pay all this money off and every other thing. You know, clean yourself. Then just imagine if the wife come, then he will start using the wife for everything. I used to curse him. I hope you don't see it. So let me not say too much. You know, you can imagine. I used to curse him. I said the herbalist will do your visa. Say the day you drive in America, that's when they will deny you. How can you explain somebody that who have been in America for 11 years is not driving? And then let me make you laugh. We all stay in the junkyard. We buy cars. He buy cars. He sell cars. He buy cars and he's selling cars. Yeah, but he's not driving. So just imagine somebody test car finish and park the car the wrong spot. We will call another person. Amigo, take that key. Put this car this place.
Wow.
You can imagine. Just imagine if the wife come. What do you think the wife will be? The wife will just be that big TV and it will be that little remote that will be controlling the wife.
Yeah.
And then, babe, come and pick me in downtown. Babe, come and pick me here. Babe, take me here. Babe, take me here.
Oh my God.
You understand? Why? You know, so just little thing here and there. We can make things better, but there are so many things we don't want to touch. We just don't want to touch it, you know. And the more we don't touch it, you understand, the rough it becomes for every one of us. That's what I would say for now. Make I learn more from others.
Thank you so much, Brother Paul. You always bring it. Everybody really bad doing you for the comment section. Everybody say you they come more, oh. So they come more, oh, because we they get this kind of conversations, and when we do, and when some men call in, you go be like saying a war. We know not be fight, we they fight for you now. We want to get along, but we need to start on learning some things that have set us back, so that we can move forward. E no fit be like this now. Person no fit come meet person now. You say you wan come marry you woman, you want to live like your grandfather lived. Go possible. How you wan take do am? Woman wey get dreams, aspirations, get career, maybe even dey more ambitious than you. You wan come carry am put for house like your grandmama. It's not going to work. So now all these things, I'm glad that you came, and you came with you just come shatter table. Men they lie, women they lie. Women stop to the brag. Stop to the brag. I think so they make the women, the single women, they say God when, God when. Meanwhile, you are at the back. Now another thing, then they happen.
And that is the worst testing you can ever do to yourself when you ask God why. Mostly you that claim to be a Christian or a conk Muslim. You already know the implication of using some of those utterances. It's very, very wrong. Omoye, I have suffered different time in the library. My daughter used 3 libraries, 2 different cities. You understand? We go to this library, so they don't have this material. I need this on the other place. You understand? Me, I will stay in car park. I will be making phone call up and down, parading myself, patrolling up and down, be making phone call. This girl read, do everything finish. So are you telling me that one man will marry this girl and put her in the other room?
Thank you. Back down.
You're telling me no, it doesn't need to work like that. I tell women, look, know your red flag. Your red flag, because I think many of us understand red flag in one aspect. One aspect in the sense that they just advise.
Oh, there's an echo somewhere. Is somebody not on me?
Hello. Oh, I think it's coming from me, but I don't know why.
Okay. Is everybody else on me? Say something, brother.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's better now. Now, me, I can't hear you. Did you mute yourself?
I did, so that you could talk. Yeah. Okay, go ahead now. Better.
Okay. So now you can imagine the way the struggle when it comes to raising kids. You raise your kids with high esteem. My son is just enjoying what I call the American dream. You know, he's just there playing. I just send him picture, call him on phone. He didn't pick my call. Oh, this trouble man. Then I send him text. Oh, I'm in the store. I saw this Jordan. I want to know whether you like it. Oh, Dad, I already like it. I say you don't even know whether it's the one you like. You understand? Yeah. Oh, my daughter struggle, read all these books, do everything. You know the pain. The cops have meet me in the car park. You understand? You know, I will take this girl there. This girl will read, get books, do all type of thing. You understand? I just look at this girl. When I tell her, I said, my dad is like this. All my friends, while we're growing up, think my father is a lawyer. My father buy books. I remember when my father would buy books from UK, buy books from America. Waiting 2 months, 3 months, my dad would be whining, complaining that he steal his book. Book never came. You understand? All the struggle. When I came to America, when I saw Barnes and Noble, I said, God, daddy go read, daddy go tire. You know, I saw my daughter there. Then one man will just come tomorrow and take control of my daughter like a TV.
Exactly.
And that small remote, just be changing now from Channel 5 to NTA to AIT to Arise TV. It doesn't work like that. And she cannot say anything. Then they say we will blame the child. Then the same mother will tell the child that this is the patience and endurance that have kept me here for so long. It doesn't work like that.
Exactly.
I believe why the girl also got married to you or was dating you, you're good. But the red flag thing, like I tell people, I think everybody advise if any man raises his hand on you, it's a red flag. Well, that is true. But I can tell you another red flag that is even worse than that. The bigger red flag is don't date any man who procrastinates.
Thank you, Brother Paul.
Don't
Standing
date
ovation on that one.
in
I'm
the
telling
category of
you.
red flag. Because
Mm.
the man will complain that I've trained this person, he got promotion, I didn't got promoted. Be coming home, be stressing you with all this office problem. They didn't give me the raise, they didn't give me the raise, they didn't give me the raise. And I
Mhm.
ask, what is the level of that person's education? What about that professional course? Did you take it? No,
Mhm.
because you procrastinate. Because you
Exactly.
procrastinate. And you were smart. Take this course, no way. Do this one, no way. Do this one,
Exactly.
babe. Can we do this thing together? Oh no. Oh babe, this car is having problem. Babe, can you do me a favor? Can you please just take my car to car wash? 1 month, I will do it on Friday. I will do it when I'm going out. If I'm going out next minute, I'll use your car. So if I'm coming back, I'll wash the car. 1 month. You cannot help your wife to take your car to drive through. Drive through. Don't say the
Exactly.
woman say go use your hand to wash this car. You cannot do that. Don't ever follow people like that. People who procrastinate. And remember, when they procrastinate, trying to defend themselves, they always have the perfect and the best excuse. Meanwhile, the strength, the ability that they will go to give all those defense, they don't even need to spend 10 to 20% to achieve the purpose.
Exactly.
You know, so don't at all. He may be a nice guy, he may have the look that you want, but somebody that you can team up. Because if you can make your money and a man can make his money, you don't really need the man much. It will help you as a family. You can bring
Exactly.
your money, the man can bring his money. Now, if you guys say we want to buy a house come December, no procrastination will come. But if
Mm-mm.
you have your money, the man procrastinate enough, the man will procrastinate, delay you, you will stay 10 years, you will not achieve that purpose. You want to
Exactly.
do this thing for the kids. Oh, these kids need to go take a karate class. This kid need to go take a basketball class because the man knows the one that will be taking him for his game. He will
Mm-hmm.
procrastinate. We're going to do it. This winter is too cold for that. We're going to do it during spring. From spring, will turn fall. From fall, will turn summer. That's how you'll be
Mm-hmm.
turning weather to weather to weather. Like you
Exactly.
want to do it in the street, like he's working in construction site. You know, so don't
Exactly.
don't do it. So let's just look in all these things with men that can stay with you together. Of course, you can date so many of our men that don't know how to cook. But while you were dating him, come on, you two enjoy your love life and let's be in the kitchen, start cooking. You understand? Because you,
Yeah.
the man, as you pride yourself so much that your mother know how to cook. Come on, let us also learn how to cook. Let us know how to do things. You understand? If your mother can know how to cook, then that sense of DNA should be in you.
Exactly.
If you have the ability to learn, you'll be good like your mom.
Exactly.
You know?
And
So
it's a life skill. It's a life skill. I want to thank Neka. Neka, thank you so much for joining us. So she had to drop off. I really appreciate you and your contributions. Thank you for sharing your time with us today. Yes, absolutely. Learn how to. It's a life skill. Anyway, you don't know where this world will carry you go. You don't know where you will go today, tomorrow. You need to know how to cook. But of
I'm
course,
in Arizona. The city of Phoenix is the fifth largest city in America. Phoenix. The city of Phoenix is the fifth largest city. That is Phoenix as a city is bigger than 7 states in America. Phoenix as a city. But guess
mhm.
what? No Nigerian restaurants. So even with my money we full on my back pocket, sometimes you just want to go do that normal thing. Say, make I not chop the one way. I don't tire for Bono, may I go chop a pussy.
Uh-huh.
But if I know how to cook very well, if I tire for Bono, I'm supposed to run go African store, go cook a goosey now. You see the bad training?
Yeah.
You see the bad training? Then
Mhm.
I will even go to that African store, buy everything. I will procrastinate and procrastinate. It's a bad thing. In
Mm.
fact, you need therapy for procrastination.
I'm
It's
telling
a
you.
bad
No,
thing.
it's true. Now, very not true you talk for dear.
It's a
Facts. I'm
bad thing.
telling
I have
you.
to start cooking it. I have to start learning how to do some of the things because you know the beauty of it. Like when I was doing bachelor, traveled very
Mm.
young. You know, if you cook food, even though if the food no sweet, that time that the food is hot, it got always sweet. You
Mhm.
know as a man that I'm not going back to this food again after that. So while you
Exactly.
are cooking the food, you try call 1 or 2 of your friends so that maybe they can help you finish it. Oh boy, at the house, I'm not going to work today. Remember, you're bachelor like your type. Oh boy, at the house because you know. But that's how you learn. You understand?
Mhm.
Before you know, you start getting it right. You start getting it right. One step at a time, you start achieving, when at the time I was super good with coconut rice. I became expert. Even if they are doing any hangout now, they say, Paul, carry coconut rice come. Paul, carry coconut rice come. They don't know that the only one what you do. So that's how I learned little by little by little by little by little. Then you get there. Today now I can bug my daughter, hey girl, can you please make me that jollof rice? That your jollof rice is the best jollof rice. Say that you just want to make me do. And no, I say I need to take you to Senegalese restaurant and go test their jollof. That's where jollof came from. You understand? Nigeria is just bragging. The real jollof come from Senegal, and you are giving me say, Dad, I'll cook it for you. Just leave this your story. You just want to make me. But I'm helping her to also grow. You know, so we can get better and enjoy family at best, not at fake.
Exactly.
Because finance is not growing as happy family that they successfully build a nice house in Nigeria, buy a nice house in America, their kids is going to good schools and every other thing. But everybody can get that.
Absolutely.
Everybody can get that. You don't need to be a Christian, a Muslim, or a free thinker to get that. But we're talking about our marriage life now. We are talking about how to raise family. You understand what type of quality we will set for our kids when they're also shopping. We have to learn how to tell kids through, you understand, discuss, because our parents didn't discuss their marriage life with us. You understand? We need her to also discuss these issues with our girl child more, our boy child more. You understand? For them not to think that, because kids, let's tell her, say the truth. While they're growing, they're saying all the nonsense we are doing. That's how we inherit it and also say it in public. We are not ashamed of ourselves. Man, my wife cannot cook. My wife cannot work. So why do you go marry a graduate?
Thank you. Just go marry a
graduate who study accounting, who study law, who study engineering. Why don't you just go marry a caterer?
To society, you go say no, make it day house. I mean, it doesn't make sense.
Why don't you go? You see, when I get to Arizona really helped me, inform me in certain things that I like, because we don't have Nigerian restaurants like New York, New Jersey when I was over there.
Yeah.
So Arizona really helped me. Helped me in the sense that now you see, we go to party, you see all the old food. There's this girl, Ime. I can't even remember her real name. We fondly call her Ime's, and I quite bon girl, but I know that's not her real name. I'll check one of these days.
Right.
You know, there's food in the party, but they'll say, Ime, they come with food. Everybody will be waiting for Ime's food. You know why? Because she knows how to cook very well. And Dozier, they come with food. Everybody is waiting for Dozier. So now we are going to the party. We already know that, so person is doing housewarming party. Some of us will put money together and send money to Ime, $150. Ime cook 1 pan of soup. You understand? Even in the party, we don't want to eat the party's food. We want Ime, wait for my food on the colo. We go to the party, we are waiting because we don't want to eat the party's food.
Yeah.
Now, what am I saying? But the same Mina will take that food home, eat more, and we'll do this little trick lie that we'll fake, when we go party, we'll go tea for the chin. But for more, you know the drill now. So when you take it more, you play while you say, I can't hear you, the noise is too much. Let me go outside. You go either inside your car, come back again, can't take more. Everybody will laugh. My sister would they do where we go hear better food today. It's a sign that we are missing home. Then you do all those things. But the same, our wife too. I cannot just say, okay, now, let me even give you 300 to cook me a goosey and vegetable. You understand? You say, no, what do you mean? You mean I can't cook? Babe, you spend gas, you spend electric, you spend time to cook. Why you go make money so that we just do this and that? You know, so sometimes with better understanding, it saves you a lot of time and a lot of stress.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, this person cook very well. It doesn't stop our relationship. People will give the best daycare their kids that they trust very well. They can find time as boyfriend and girlfriend or husband and wife. They'll travel. Or New York, we'll travel to California, we'll travel to Georgia. We'll enjoy. You understand? Than coming with the excuse that, this kid is drawing us. Since when this kid come, we can't even do something again. But there are better ways you can achieve some of these things. You've come back from work 12 hours, you're so tired. That time that you used to cook, Just use it to rest. That is the essence why you work so much. If you really calculate what you pay this person, if you minus ingredient plus electric and gas and the likes, the person didn't really make much. You understand? It saves you from another type of stress. Just
Yes.
need to understanding. But meanwhile, then let it not look like I'm also a prejudice that I'm condemning woman. Then also some women want to do the thing again. Some men will say, God forbid, not maybe go chop food while another woman cook. Why I don't get
Exactly.
wife for house?
Mhm.
Meanwhile,
Exactly.
you are enjoying the food.
Mhm.
That is just the purpose. You understand? If your wife is a fashion designer, does that mean you won't buy clothes outside any longer? That your
Ah.
wife will make you underwear, will sew you everything? You know, that does not mean she won't cook for you. You know, so the woman too can also do the same thing. Hey, babe, stop in the maid's place. I already ordered for food. Not even your money in this case. I already ordered for food. Can you stop in the maid's place? Just pick £2. She's going to give you a goosey and vegetable. You know, and the likes. Oh, she's making fried rice for the kids. You know, I already paid for it. Oh, babe, thank you. You are the best. I was even thinking of that fried rice. It just made the home warm. You understand? And why the guy is stopping there, the guy will even look, say, make I even buy this wine when my wife they like self. Maybe
Exactly.
come to shop where even on wine at home. Let's make it like we're in Texas Roadhouse or we're in Longhorn or something.
Exactly.
You know, nice meal. So
Waiting.
it just make things easy. Then I don't understand this borrow of our father. Our father, they were not perfect though. Because my grandmother, you understand, have kids from two different places. My mother have only one sister. You understand? Then my grandmother now married to somebody else again, also have another twin somewhere. You understand? So our great grandparents, they're also polygamy over there. You understand? So things also went this way. They were not perfect. They just have that wisdom, that good words. You understand? But sometimes what is behind the good word? It may just be lie.
Exactly.
You know? It may just be
Exactly.
lie. You
Thank
know?
you so much, brother Paul. In fact, I not fit add again. I don't dey hungry. As you dey talk so, you don't talk everything, shatter all the tables. This is a great place to end the show right now. So let me end by final thoughts. Bigbe, what are your final thoughts? Thank you for your patience, Bigbe. You know you've been here with me. Thank you for hosting with me today. Bigbe, are you on mute? I think she's on mute or something.
Or maybe she's
Uh,
stepped to the other
Obiajulu.
room.
Yeah, let me go to Obiajulu. What are your closing thoughts? Are you on mute, Obiajulu? I think they're all on mute. Brother Paul, I beg, let's just conclude.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, I can hear you now. Yeah. So, what are your
Sorry.
final thoughts so we can end the show?
As brother Paul they talk, I don't enter kitchen begin cook jollof rice. I beg.
Me long throat. Make you they do me long throat.
Oh my God.
Oh boy, don't they hungry me, I beg.
Inspired jollof rice today.
I think my final thought is it's best, to know who you're actually partnering up with, whoever you're going to get married to, it's best to know each other, know what you want. You understand? And let that person know as well. You understand? And money is not everything,
Yeah.
Peace of mind, it comes a long way, because at the end of the day, if you just think, even back home those days, when you have kids that all they knew was their father or their mother throwing money at them, like their life, it's not the best.
Mm-hmm.
The kids, they need that love and warmth, from both parents. So money is not everything at the end of the day.
Right. Thank you very much, Obiajulu. Thanks for your contribution. I greatly
Thank you.
appreciate it. Yeah. Bimpe, can you hear us now? Beams. Bimpe, don't be like say she don't forget, say she did life. Oh. She just mute us. Okay, brother Paul, let's take it home and we can call it a day.
Okay, thank you, Omoye. And Sorry, I didn't come up yesterday. I had to go do overtime.
No wahala. We know the hustle.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, bye-bye.
All right, thank you very much.
And please keep coming with things like this a lot, and it's just going to help us because we all learn. We all learn, even though some of the part that we tell ourselves true, it also gives us room for us to say, okay, let me even do a little bit experiment.
Right.
Because experiment is hard with where we come from.
Right.
But with time, if we give it a chance, it's going to make us a better person.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I will. And if you have any suggestion, you can always email me. My email is in my about. So if there's a topic that you want us to talk about, from anything we've talked about before, and you want us to take the conversation forward, you can send me an email and definitely create a time so we can have a conversation about it. Thank you so much, Brother Paul. You shatter all the tables today. All right, guys. Well, it's been real. Thank you all for joining me. Miriam, I love you. Adora, thank you. Marriott, thank you very much. Marriott, I'm sure you're doing better. I'm sure you're stronger. Being paid, we can't hear you, but we have to end the show like that. And I'm sure that, oh my God, I just got a super chat. Paul, oh my God, thank you so much, Paul. I really appreciate it. Brother Paul, thank you. I go take this sorted by Cook. Thank you. I really appreciate them. So you guys, thank you very much.
Thank you, Brother Paul. Thank you.
I know. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that contribution. Oh. My Sunday has started well. I will go stop and buy chill bottle of Coke. They can relax. So being paid, even though I don't know what happened to your audio or something, I don't know, but thanks for joining me. Thank you, Obiajulu. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, Mr. Sifai. Thank you, Miriam, Maria. Thank you, Neka. Thank you, everyone. In case I'm not mentioning any names, if I'm missing anybody, please forgive me. You guys know it's not intentional. So thank you. We'll see you again. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. And if you're joining and you're catching this on replay, don't forget to like, share. Don't forget to subscribe, most importantly, and make sure your notifications are on so you get new content from me when I post. So I will see you guys. I think we have another live coming up during the week. I'm not sure now, but I will send out an invite and I'll catch you guys again. Thank you and love you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye.